team talking sports.
Stand! I got to save my voice a little bit for tonight. Up! New York Giant fans. I want to give a quick shout out to Tyler for becoming a new member. There's another stand-up new member. Thank you so much for becoming a member. I don't know if you guys were aware. Today's a pretty big day. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. It's like Christmas for adults, the NFL draft. We've been thinking about this day now for well over a month after free agency. We saw what the New York Giants did to set up this team. We went apeshit. We got Kenny Golladay. We got Adoree Jackson. We got every free agent under the sun, Kyle Rudolph. And now we're going to see what the New York Giants' ultimate plan was today. We're going to find out if the New York Giants are going wide receiver. We're going to find out if the New York Giants are going with a hog. We're going to find out if the New York Giants are going with an edge. No more speculation. No more guessing. We're going to know by the end of today. We're going to talk about it today. We're going to talk about some of the prospects that I would like to get into round 2. I'm going to do my final mock draft of what I think is going to happen leading up until tonight. Of course, it's all a guessing game, but it's fun. I'm going to give my final prediction. There's rumors going around the league. I'm sure you guys are going to tell me about a lot of them. I don't know about half of them, I'm sure. I heard about the Saints looking to trade up. I heard about, several teams. Lions looking to trade down. We'll see. I think there's going to be trades. But man, thank you very much. Solo, rather. Stand up, new member. Welcome to the channel, man. Let's go. What's going on there, Royal Money? What's going on? Word, man. Thanks so much for being here, buddy. Hakeem says, can't say thank you enough, Chris. Your hard work is now over, and now it's all up to Getty, Judge, and the man above. The beers start flowing now. Let's go, Giants. Yeah, I got the beers in the fridge. We got a 6-pack of Guinness. Looking forward to partying with you guys tonight, and hopefully we got a lot to celebrate. And I'm looking forward to it. We're going to be on Bad Dogs channel tonight. I'm sure my mods could drop the link throughout the stream. We're going to be on Bad Dogs for day 1. Day 2 and 3 are going to be back over here. I'm also going to have a midday stream tomorrow, probably simulating the second and third round, talking about some of the prospects that I think the New York Giants should be looking for. So it's going to be a fun night, a fun next couple of 3 days. Then we're going to spend a couple of days recapping the draft. I'm sure I'll have midday streams for that as well. You guys are going to have a lot of questions. You guys are going to be excited for the upcoming season. And we'll see how the New York Giants fill out this roster today. But Akeem, man, thank you very much, buddy. I appreciate it. And let's see. You guys know where I'm going, but I think the Giants go a lot of ways. Brandon, man, thank you very much. Smith time, let's go. That's where I'm leaning right now. And that's what I said. You go back my first mock, February 1st. That's what I had the New York Giants taking. And right now tonight, and again, it's far from a sure thing. Like, I could see the Giants doing so many different things. But if you said you have to pick a player that they're going to pick, that would be my pick right now. I think he's going to fall, and I think the Giants will more than likely take him if he's there. But I'm far from a definitive, he definitely could go before we're up. Christian, man, thank you very much. Won't be mad at any pick, in my opinion, but Smith at 11 and Jason Away at 42. Oh, you can't go wrong with that. Jason Away is a guy with a lot of upside out of Penn State. You know, I've talked about him in the past when people have asked me about him, and he's one of my day 2 potential targets in the second round. People have asked me about him. I don't love him in the first round. You know, people have brought up that possibility of trading down to 15 or 20 and taking him there. I'm not in love with him there. At 42, with his ties to Coach Chaos and his upside, he did have a ton of pressure as well at Penn State. Not a lot of sacks. He had 0 this past year, but the guy's blazing fast, had a very impressive pro day, and he looks pretty good on film. He does get a lot of pressure. I'd be completely open to him in the second round. He's definitely got to keep your eye on if he does leak into that second round area. A lot of people think he's going to go back into the first, early second, so definitely could be a day 2 target for the New York Giants if they don't go edge in the first. David, man, thank you very much. With the 11th overall pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the New York Giants select Devontae Smith, wide receiver from the University of Alabama. That's where I'm leaning right now. We'll see. I think, to me, I think they're going offense. I'll say that. I'm pretty confident in saying that. Now, I may be wrong. They may surprise me. They may go Parsons. They may go with a corner. I think they're either going with the receiver or I think they're going with the hog. In the end, I think they go with a receiver or they go with a hog molly. But I'm leaning that they're going to go with the receiver because I think Slater is going to be off the board. Now, if Slater is there, that's where things get interesting. And a name I'm going to continue to say, do not forget about Elijah Vera Tucker. I think he's a sleeper that a lot of people have not been talking about to the New York Giants. I think it's possible. Wouldn't be surprised. Dave Gettleman, man, thank you very much. My card is in with the 11th pick. We select Kwity Paye. I love him. You sound like Kenny from my Discord. Kenny from my Discord absolutely loves Kwity Paye. I've been watching a lot of Kwity Paye the last 2 or 3 days because I've been hearing all these rumors that we may have interest. Here's what I'll say about Kwity Paye. Kwity Paye's really good. He's definitely got talent. I see the talent. I just don't think he fits our defense great. I just don't. I don't view him as a stand-up outside linebacker. He's a guy that can play in the middle. He's a guy that can play off the edge in a 4-3. I don't know how great of a scheme fit he is, but if they pick him, I'll trust the Giants that they made the right decision. I definitely think he's impressive. You watch him, you watch some of his highlights. The guy's ferocious. He's got good pass rush moves, things like that, but I don't really view him as a stand-up edge rusher. Simon, man, thank you very much. My man, draft game sooner this offseason than last. Well, you know what it is, Simon? This year we had more sports. Like last year it was just football, and that's all we could think about. You didn't have baseball till July. You didn't have basketball. You had nothing. You had the pandemic. So I think that's why it dragged, because there was nothing else. This year it's been, a lot more to talk about, a lot more to do. And, as people are starting to be able to go outside and do things. Chris L, man, thank you very much, man. Happy draft day, boss, man. I really appreciate that, man. Happy draft day to you, and I hope they get the guy that you want. Unless, of course, you want J.C. Horn, then I hope you're miserable tonight, because I don't want J.C. Horn. I don't want Pat Surtain. I think they're good players. I don't want them. So if you want those two players, I hope you cry tonight. No offense to you, Chris. I love you, but, I don't want a corner. And you never have to wonder, man. Thank you. And I'm sorry, by the way, that I missed your super chat the other day. I didn't miss it, but I misread it. I wanted to make sure I made a point to, next time I saw you, made it a point to apologize, because I kind of scoffed at your super chat because I missed it. You asked for the 27th pick and the 31st pick. I missed that in a potential trade down scenario with the Ravens. So I wanted to apologize to you for that. And I do think that trade did have some merit. I think that it was fair value. I personally would not want to trade all the way back to 27, though. And he says, yo, Tana, let's go. I was struggling on a test, and I just remember when I got home from school that I could watch you, and the draft is on. Stand up. Cannot wait for the draft tonight, man. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun to get new experience with all you guys, and hopefully we're all excited and we're all partying. Post-keto, man. Post-keto Mark Holmes. He doesn't look thinner. I thought keto's supposed to make you look thinner. He says, is today the draft or something? Yeah. You guys are going to draft Dak Prescott's replacement, Mark Holmes. Mark Holmes makes as many Dak Prescott videos as hours in the day. He's a lunatic, but he's a good guy. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anybody, man. I got Mark. I got Saeed up, and we're good. Saeed, man, thank you very much. Chris, please check what I sent you on Instagram. I have news. Let's go Giants. When I get an opportunity, I will. I want to go over these before I lose them. I will try to go into my Instagram and check it out if I have, if I have some time. If not, I'll definitely check it out after the stream. But I will, if I have some time, I'll definitely check it out, my man. I'll definitely check it out. Just got to get through some of these. But Instagram, I always say it, if you guys want to ever message me on Twitter. I'm much more active there. I do post on Instagram like once every 2 weeks, but I'm much more active on Twitter. But I will try to pop in there if I have some time. Bill and Matt, thank you very much. So pumped. Pray for Slater. Go Giants. I know you want that hog. You've been talking about it for a while. Matter of fact, I'm going to pop into Instagram right now. I don't know what your username is, but let me pop in Instagram right now, and I'll see if I can find it. And if it's something interesting, I'll show it to the chat. But I have so many messages. I don't know when you sent. Like, I literally have so many messages. It's very hard for me to decipher which one is you. That's why it's hard. But Bill, as far as that goes, Bill, first off, I want to say thank you so much, man, for the incredible generosity you always show. And let me get a sip real quick. And I'm super excited for the draft tonight. I know you want the hog. I think you and me, we kind of think on the same, we're kind of lockstep what we want. I think we're both offensive line guys. If they don't go line in the first, I'm completely fine with it. But if they don't, they got to go offensive line in the second. And I do want them to help Daniel Jones in the first round, whether it be with the line or whether it be with the wide receiver. Bill, man, thank you very much. Simon, man, thank you very much. Funny if Smith is a smokescreen for his teammates. Possible. Simon, man, thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. And Adil says, sources say Kwity Paye is the Giants' safe pick. Yeah, I heard that a couple of days ago, Adil. I'm not buying into it. I don't think he's a great schematic fit. And maybe I'll be proven wrong on draft night. I have, like I said, I've been watching him a lot more over the last 2 or 3 days. And I could at least see the reasoning to think he's the best edge rusher in this class. When you factor in Jalen Phillips' injury history, I just don't like him at 11. I just don't like him at 11. I'm not going to flip out, but I'm not going to be ecstatic if we take Kwity Paye. Dave, man, thank you very much. If the Giants take Paye, I'm becoming a Jets fan. Don't do that, man. He could end up being a great player. You know, you got to give these guys a chance and see how they can perform. But I know most Giant fans want the wide receiver or maybe an offensive lineman. But you got to give a fair opportunity, man. Josh, man, thank you very much. It's Micah Parsons for me. If not, I want Smith or Waddle. You're going to see my mock draft. I think Parsons to me, Josh, is the hardest player to mock in this draft. My last live stream, somebody kind of compared it to the Randy Moss situation, where Moss kind of slipped big time coming out of Marshall, I think it was, where he went to college, and he slipped big time because of character concerns. Parsons, to me, could go anywhere from like 7 to like outside of the top 20. So to me, he's very hard to predict of where he's going to go in this year's draft. I could see him going as early as the Lions, potentially Denver, or I could see him slipping outside of the top 20. He's really hard to predict, Josh. In terms of a talent, I think he's the best defensive player in this draft, outside of maybe one of the cornerbacks. PJ, man, thank you very much. What's up, Chris? How you been? Can't wait for tonight. Do you know any third-round offensive lineman we could go for if we go wide receiver? Yeah, there's a few. Ben Cleveland's the most popular guy that people talk about that we could go with. And you know, I've talked about a few, but one guy that I really like is the guard out of Illinois. And I honestly don't think he's going to get to the third round, though. I really don't. And maybe he gets to the third. I don't think he's going to get to 76. And I know when you look at these mock drafts, you see him and, you know, he's going like, early fourth or back end third. I don't go by that. He's been getting a ton of press leading up to this draft. I think he's got a lot of momentum behind him. I just want to make sure that I give you the Kendrick Green out of Illinois. He's 6'4", 315 pounds. You run a 4.85 40, 25 reps on the bench, 35.5 vertical, 9 foot 11 inches on the broad. I think 42 is probably too early for him, but I do like him at 76 if we wait to go offensive line until then, or Ben Cleveland. I wouldn't even be upset if we drafted him at 42. Wouldn't be my first pick, but I wouldn't be upset if they drafted either one of those two guys at 42. PJ, man, thank you very much. Trade down, trade down 15, get a third, trade down to 15, get a third, and get Elijah Vera Tucker. Dream scenario. That's perfect scenario. Because, you know, if we traded down to 15, we got an extra third, Giants fans really have nothing to complain about if you draft Elijah Vera Tucker at 15. You really have nothing to complain about. A lot of people feel Vera Tucker may actually be the second best offensive lineman in this draft. You get better value at 15. You get future draft capital. If the Giants trade down and they get a good draft package from it, it's almost a can't-lose situation. Like, obviously, I'll have my preference of wherever we trade down to, of who they're going to take. But if you get more draft capital and you trade down and you take Vera Tucker, or you take JOK, or Kwity Paye, I'm not going to cry about it, because you draft those guys where they should be. So I would be very happy if we traded down to 15 and got Vera Tucker. I wouldn't even go as far to say that I wouldn't be upset at all if we drafted him at 11. Not my first choice, but I wouldn't be upset. Pack Rat, man, thank you very much. Been a fan and a sub for a while. First, I appreciate that, Pack Rat, man. Thank you so much, man. And hopefully you enjoy the draft with us tonight, my man. Mike Nixon. I'm just kidding, entertain. I am the Dave Gettleman. Oh, I didn't know you were the Dave Gettleman account. All right. You say Paye stinks. You're going at Kenny a little bit, huh? I don't think he stinks, to be honest with you. I actually like Kwity Paye. The more and more research I've done on him, I just don't love his fit with the New York Giants. That's just my opinion. Had we not brought back Leonard Williams, I love the fit. Chicago, man, thank you very much. We should all pray the first three are Lawrence, Wilson, Jones. That could trigger 2 more quarterbacks in the top 10, 4 to 5 quarterbacks at the top. Listen, Chicago fan, first off, thank you so much for being such a great supporter of the channel. I always see you on Twitter, everything else. Always, inspire me, and you tell me go live during the midday. So thank you for that. But as far as that goes, it's a lock. 3 quarterbacks are going in the first 3 picks. You can pencil that in. That's a lock. What Giants fans should be hoping for is that Mac Jones is one of the 3. Because in my opinion, if Mac Jones is one of the 3, I could very well see Atlanta even taking a quarterback. They may love Justin Fields. They may not want to pass on him or trade Lance. And I could definitely see teams looking to trade up into the top 10, which would allow the New York Giants to get a better prospect where we're up. So I think 3 quarterbacks are absolutely going in the first 3. It's just a matter of which quarterback it's going to be. I think we know the top 2. Number 3 is a question mark, whether it's going to be Trey Lance, Justin Fields, or Mac Jones. I think Mac Jones is the favorite, which is insane. But a lot of people feel like he fits that scheme very well in San Francisco. So we'll see what they end up taking. But if you're watching the draft as a Giant fan, or really any fan, that's picking outside the top 10, or even like 8, 9, you're rooting for Mac Jones to be off the board at number 3, in my opinion, because I think it's more likely that one of the somebody could trade up for one of those quarterbacks, and then maybe 4 or 5 quarterbacks go in the first 10. Just want to make sure I didn't miss anybody, man. But thank you very much, buddy. David does politics. I'm good. He says, I'm a huge Ojulari fan. I want him, Smith, or Slater. I like Ojulari. I do not like him at 11. I've talked about that. And when I was talking about Ojulari, when he was getting a lot of press and a lot of people felt like he could be our guy, that was before injury concerns came out. Injury concerns came out on Azeez Ojulari. I don't think we're taking him. Maybe if we drop back to the back end of the first in a trade, I don't see it. I don't see us taking Azeez Ojulari at number 11 overall. I probably don't even see us taking him at number 15. There's injury concerns with Ojulari. I don't see it. I do think he's probably the best schematic fit, but he's not a very advanced pass rusher. I don't see it. I don't see the New York Giants take him at 11. I don't hate him. I would like him in the second round if he ever fell due to the injury concerns, but I don't see it at 11. As far as Smith and Slater, yeah, I think that's pretty much consensus. I feel like most Giant fans would be, obviously everybody has their own preference. Like some Giant fans prefer the offensive lineman, some Giant fans prefer the wide receiver, but I think most Giant fans would be okay if we went either way. And then you obviously got to look, for another need in the second round. But we'll ultimately end up seeing what they decide to do. I would love Slater at 11. I just don't think he's going to be there. I've been consistent. He's been the guy I want the most. Like if you ask me who I want, it's Rashawn Slater. If you ask me who I think we're going to take, I think we're going to go with a wide receiver. And we'll talk more about it as the stream goes along. OJ, man, thank you very much. Hey, Chris, love your channel. Some mocks speculate the Giants trade up for Penei Sewell if available. Thoughts? I saw that yesterday. I saw an article. I forgot who wrote it, but there was a rumor yesterday that the New York Giants were potentially interested in moving up if Penei Sewell fell to the right spot. Now, for me, for them to have any interest, I think he's got to drop at least to 8. I just think it's too much to give up to move up to get Penei Sewell, especially when we got young offensive linemen to begin with that we're trying to, grow, and we don't have a lot of draft picks as is. But if he falls to the 8-9 range, I think it's at least possible. I don't see Penei Sewell getting past the Dallas Cowboys, even if he gets past 8, even if he gets past 9. I just don't see it. Unless we trade up, I can't see us getting Penei Sewell. But I love him. You know that. I love the Hogs, and you would have the ability to have 2 bookend tackles for the next 10 to 15 years for this New York Giants football team. But to me, he's got to fall within the range. He's got to drop outside like the top 7 before that even becomes a realistic possibility. Levon, man, thank you very much. Pretty sure we're taking Waddle, but if Parsons is there, we take him day 2. We're taking O-line, then Dave works some magic to find a pass rusher in the 3rd. Yeah, I think it's O-line, or I think it's edge rusher in the 2nd. If we, obviously if we go with the wide receiver in the 1st. And then I think it's probably the reverse. But the one thing I want to say, you can't predict that. Like last year, I remember this because I covered the draft. Going into the draft, not a lot of people thought the New York Giants were looking safety in the 2nd round. We had Julian Love. A lot of people felt like he was a very, improving player, underrated. I think PFF rated him the most underrated player on the Giants. And most Giant fans going into the draft kind of felt like that wasn't that big of a need. But then McKinney fell. I don't think most Giant fans viewed safety as a huge need for this football team last year, but McKinney was on the board, and it could be the same thing this year. Like, what if, I'm just throwing his name out there because he's been dropping a bit. I don't think he's going to get to us, but I didn't think McKinney was going to get to us. What if Caleb Farley falls due to injury concerns and he's there at 42? That's what, and would the Giants show some interest? And I think it's at least very possible. So I think that's why it's very hard to predict what positions they're going to go after the 1st round, because you don't know which players are going to drop. But, we'll see. I do think our biggest needs are edge, interior offensive line, and wide receiver, along with the coverage linebacker. Manuel, man, thank you very much. If Ryan and McKinney are healthy, do you think Peppers can essentially do the job that Parsons would be asked to do? Waddle or O-line at number 11? Fingers crossed. Okay, if Ryan and McKinney are healthy, do you think Peppers? No, I don't think they're the same type of player, if that's what you're asking. I do think Peppers will play a lot in the box. He's going to be a money backer. He's going to kind of be like what Dayon Buchanan was when, early on in his career with the Arizona Cardinals when he was actually good. But I don't really view him as like an every down linebacker. But I think he is a good in the box safety. I don't view him in the same capacity though. No, not the same player. To me, Parsons is like a true linebacker where Peppers is more like a hybrid. Royal Money Man, thank you very much. Would you be mad if we took a running back with the second pick? You guys, I get asked this all the time, Royal Money. And, I saw the rumors yesterday that the New York Giants were at least doing research on second round running back prospects. And I get asked this every stream. What would it take, Chris, for you to have a Daniel Jones reaction? And I'm almost positive I'm not going to have that reaction no matter what happens in this draft. I'm going to remain calm, cool, and collected. But that would test my limits. If the New York Giants took a running back in the second round, it would boggle my mind. It would boggle my mind. And I'm not saying we don't need a running back. I've talked about that. I think we need depth with, at that running back position. A couple of my subscribers have actually said longer season, Big Daddy being one of them, longer season, 17 games. You need more depth in that running back backfield. Barkley coming off the injury. I get it. If we take a running back in the second round, to me, that's a dumb pick. That's a dumb pick. You can find good running backs in this draft in the fourth round, sixth round. It's a position historically that you could draft deep, and it's not a need. Saquon Barkley, according to all the medical specialists, is ready to go. He's the best player on this team when he's healthy. I'm not using my second round pick on a running back. To me, that would be insane, and I would not be happy with that pick at all. I think that would be a horrible decision by the New York Giants if they did that. DJ Smooth, man, thank you very much. We need Trevor Lawrence to fall to 11. You need to lay off the drugs. DJ Smooth, you need to lay off the drugs, my man. He already got his jersey. He's already fitted. He's in Jacksonville. He already bought a house. He already got married. I mean, he's ready to go. German brother, man, thank you very much. It's draft day, my dudes. In Cohen, Gillespie, avoid. Earth day, my dudes. Let's go. I'm excited. Please don't pay Gregory Barmore or I go nuts. Christian Barmore, I love him as a prospect. Just doesn't make a lot of sense for the Giants in the first round. If he dropped to 42, I'd show interest. I don't see that happening. I think I'm going to probably have him mocked to Cleveland. I've had that a bit, but I may have Cleveland going with a cornerback. We'll have to wait and see. I'm going to decide in my final mock draft, but I'm not 100% sure yet. I'm probably going to have a trade in the back end of it, though, for somebody to move up to get a cornerback, because I think there's a lot of cornerback-needy teams at the back end of this draft. Rodney, man, thank you very much. Rappaport reported that the value of the 2022 picks is like gold. I saw that, Rodney, actually a little while ago before I went live. Reason being, of course, because next year, and by the way, Rodney, I think that is going to be such a big storyline that I don't think enough people are talking about. Well, maybe they are. I haven't been watching the mainstream media today. But I think that's going to be a big storyline going into this draft. How did the players that sat out and didn't play last year, how much could that potentially affect their draft stock today? I think that's interesting to keep an eye on. But yes, I did read that Rappaport came out and tweeted that today, which makes sense because next year you're going to get a better evaluation process. It's much harder to draft players in this year's draft. You didn't have a combine. Half of them didn't play last year. So it's definitely a different evaluation process. One thing I've said countless times, though, Rodney, and let me read the rest of it in a second. But one thing I've said countless times about this draft process, I actually think the New York Giants are at an advantage as opposed to a lot of other teams around the league because of how young our coaching staff is. These guys have coached in the college ranks for the last year or two. They've recruited a lot of these players. They've coached these players. They've watched film on these players. So I think the Giants actually have a leg up on a lot of the competition in this year's draft, even though they're at a disadvantage like everybody else. As far as the second part of your question, should we trade our later picks for next year's picks? It's not a horrible idea. It's really not. But we only have 6 picks. But it's not a horrible idea. But the thing is, you're going to be paying a premium. We'll see. It's going to be interesting to see how that affects this year's draft. Ricardo, man, thank you very much. The division is ours no matter who we draft. Mark it, Ricardo says. Love your optimism, man. I think we're going to be right in the thick of it. I think we already built the majority of our team for this year. Obviously, you want some of these players to be additions, but I think we have a lot of guys that are going to be better from last year, younger players that are going to grow. McKinney coming back from the injury, obviously adding Galladay. Those are going to be the impact players, the free agents. And maybe you get 1 or 2 rookies from this class that are big impact players for next year's team. But for the most part, I think we for the most part have a pretty good feel on what our team is going to be next year. Of course, if we go out there and draft a Rashawn Slater or we draft a Devontae Smith, yeah, that's going to be an immediate impact player. But thank you, Ricardo, man. Thank you very much. And Alphabet, he says, unless Pitts drops, I hope for Slater in the first round or maybe Parsons. If Slater is not there, I want an offensive lineman and an outside linebacker in the first 3 rounds. Pitts ain't dropping. I will promise you that. Pitts ain't dropping. I don't see that. The only way we could get him is if we trade up. I would love Slater. I don't think he's going to be there. Parsons, I think at least 50% chance will be. I don't think Slater's going to be there. If he is, yes, I think the New York Giants at least strongly consider drafting him. And let me see. Dennis, man, thank you very much. Let me just make sure I'm not missing anybody here. I got Rodney. Okay, good. Dennis, man, thank you very much. We have Peppers, who was Micah in college. We have LBs coming back and signed a bunch where Graham plays cornerbacks. We need a big-time separator with Smith and Waddle. I agree with you, Dennis, that's definitely a big need of this team. You know, and one guy in the second round that I've talked about, Dennis, that I actually really like, and if you haven't done so, I suggest you, and I'm sure you have, I think Kadarius Toney is a great separator. You want to talk about a guy that is really good at separation, it's him. The guy runs great routes. If we elect to go wide receiver in the second round, I think he's an interesting prospect. I'm going to read a couple over here. Sean Thornton says Trevor Lawrence at 11. Sean Thornton, get off the crack, my man, but I appreciate you popping in. Mike Nixon says you should know what I want, Waddle, Smith, or Parsons. Well, I think that's what you're going to get. I think you're going to get one. I think it's going to be Smith or Waddle, if I had to guess, but with an outside chance of an offensive lineman. Hot Nichols, man, thank you very much. I'm going to trust the process. Joe Judge and staff have amazing access to good intel because of so many ties to college teams. I believe, yeah, that's what I was just saying. Hot Nichols. I think we're at a big advantage, and I didn't even talk about Nick Saban, but you look at all these coaches. I think we're at a big advantage. A lot of these guys coached in the college ranks just last year, and a lot of teams don't have that. Angel, man, thank you very much. Trade 11 and future picks with the Pats for Gilmore, Parsons at 15. I mean, maybe. It's rare, Angel, you know, and I know a lot of people have talked about the possibility of trading Gilmore. I don't even remember where that started. It's rare. I mean, you do see it, but mainly it'll be a quarterback on the draft night. Once in a while, you'll see a player traded. I don't expect that. The other thing I'll say is, why would we trade for Gilmore? We just paid Adoree Jackson $13 million a year. Why would we trade for Gilmore? I don't see the need for him. We got Bradbury. I don't see the need for him. I saw the need for Gilmore before we got Adoree Jackson. I don't really see the need right now. And DeFron, man, thank you very much. Unpopular opinion, but if it's between Devontae Smith and Surtain, give me Surtain. We'd have a lockdown secondary with depth, and it's a deep wide receiver group. That is an unpopular opinion. I do, listen, DeFron, you watch my channel, so you know I'm a big coverage guy. I strongly believe, especially in this defense, in coverage, in cornerback play, but even I am not a fan of that, and I'm not a big wide receiver guy in the first round. But I understand where you're coming from. You could play Surtain in the slot. He's not known to have the best of speed. I think he ran like a 4.5 40, not quite as fast as guys like Caleb Farley. Maybe he's better suited in the slot. I don't know. And then he can move out to the outside. And yeah, it would definitely help us in coverage. But the question I have for you, DeFron, and long term, I'm not saying he might not be a huge upgrade, but year one, if you're asking Pat Surtain to play the slot, something he's really never played, right? He was an exterior corner well at Alabama. Is he really that big of an upgrade year one over Darnay Holmes year two? I don't know. You know, a lot of times you see it takes rookie corners a year to adjust. Now, I'm not saying long term he probably will be a much better prospect, but for this year, I don't know how much of an improvement it is for this year's team. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. Pat Shermer, he says, any chance I could come back to Big Blue, Tana? It's too cold out here in Denver. Plus, Elway expects me to run an offense with Locke or Teddy B help. Yeah, you're screwed. You got absolutely screwed. You got screwed with the Giants, Pat. We didn't really give you much of a chance, but you kind of screwed yourself as well. And, yeah, you're screwed in Denver. They don't know what the hell they're doing. They don't have an offensive line. You guys traded for Teddy Bridgewater. Best of luck, Pat. Sean, man, thank you very much. Just playing. Hope we get Waddle or Parsons. I think a lot of Giants fans, and I'm going to get to you never in a second. I think a lot of Giants fans are on the Waddle train at this point. It seems like most Giant fans, and I didn't think when I said it, you know, early in the draft process that I felt like more Giant fans were for Smith, but I feel like it's changed. I feel like more people are pro Waddle now. But we'll see what ends up getting to us if either one does. Andrew, man, thank you very much. 49ers have called about Watson and Rodgers. I heard about that. I don't think there's much to it. From what I heard, the Packers backed out of it. I heard that they gave like a ridiculous offer, but the Packers backed out of it. So I don't read too much into that. I can't even imagine what they would have to offer for Rodgers. But then the other question I have about that, if that's what they did, why did you trade all the way up to 3 if now you're looking to get Aaron Rodgers, unless you're looking to trade that third pick? Maybe that's what they'd be looking to do. Could make sense. 49ers kind of a win-now team. Rodgers could put them over the top, but that's a lot to give up for a quarterback who's like 38 years old. You never have to wonder, man. Thank you very much. Parsons said on TikTok Live that the Giants, a fun team Let's go, Giants, stand up. And I get you want to get excited. Maybe Parsons is your guy. I get it. Calm down. Remember what you remember the social medias with Dwayne Haskins where he said, "Bring me back to the crib," this and that. And I said in my last stream, and this is from a guy that thinks we're going to take Devontae Smith. Everybody goes crazy when Devontae Smith goes to the Garden and he starts talking about the Giants as if 10 other teams can't take him. It's the same thing for Parsons. But, of course, he's going to say that he wants to go to the Giants. We'll see if it ends up happening tonight. David does politics, man. Thank you very much. Gettleman will choke and draft Darisaw or Pay. He's not draft. I don't think he'll draft Darisaw. Darisaw's dropping. I could see Kwity Pay. I don't think he'll take Christian Darisaw. Saeed, man, thank you very much. The name is Too Real Saeed on Instagram. Okay. I didn't mean to make you donate again, man. Too Real Saeed. I will try to find it. Real quick. Too Real Saeed. Too Real. Too Real. There he is. Too Real Saeed. I'm so bad on Instagram that turn on. Why am I? I'm gonna look when I get a chance. I got a lot of people in here right now, and right now I don't see you. 3 days ago was my most recent message. I don't see you right now, unless it's in a group chat. I do not see you on my messages on Instagram. But I will, before the end of the stream, I'll try to do it, man. But I got a lot of people in here right now, but I will try to do it. Let's see. Hey, man, thank you very much. Who's your big sleeper this year? On the Giants or in the draft? In terms of a big sleeper in the draft, I mean, I like Darden, but at this point, I don't know if he's really viewed as a sleeper. I think he once was, but now you're seeing him going like the 4th round area. But I like him. I'm a big fan of Darden later in the draft as a wide receiver. Milton Williams is a defensive tackle prospect I really like that I think is going to go more 3rd round. There's another guy that I really like. And of course the guard that I always talk about, but those are some guys. I have a bunch of other guys we'll talk about probably day 3, but there's a couple of names. I'm a big fan of Milton Williams. He actually had better pro day numbers than, the best defensive tackle ever lived. So, Aaron Donald. Brent, man, thank you very much. Happy Hog Day, everyone. P.S. Chris, where's the follow back on Twitter? Brent, I will try my best. I try to follow everybody back on Twitter. I will look at my Twitter after the stream and try to find you and try to follow you back. Jack, man, thank you very much. Hey, Chris, how are you? Just at me on Twitter and I'll after the stream and I'll try to find you. Jack, man, thank you very much. Hey, Chris, how are you? Hope all is well. Big day today. Can't wait till the start of the draft. Prayer for Parsons, but I'm doubtful for sure. Yeah, I wouldn't bank on it, man. I don't think we're going to get him, Jack, man. Thank you so much, man, for the love. But I honestly don't think we're going to get Parsons. I think the character – and I'd like Parsons. I'm a defensive guy. I would like Parsons or an offensive lineman, preferably, but I don't think we're going to take Parsons. Shuki, man, thank you very much. Should the Jets trade spots with the 49ers for Jimmy Garoppolo? The Jets should take Pitts at no, Jets should not. In my opinion, the Jets should not take Pitts. If they traded for no, I'm not a fan of that. Honestly, I'm not a fan of that. I think the Jets just need to take their quarterback. You got a chance there to take Zach Wilson, who many feel is an elite quarterback prospect. I don't think you mess with that. Garoppolo's already on his 2nd contract. You have an opportunity to reset the rookie clock. I think you just stand pat. You take Zach Wilson. I think at that point you're getting too cute. I know Pitts is a really good prospect, but I think you're getting too cute. You stand pat. You take your quarterback. Clocks, man, thank you very much. He says, I'm ready to suffer another draft with you, little brother. No PC Richards tonight. Hogs make everyone better. Give me Parsons or Hogs. I know you're a big Hog guy like myself, and I'd be happy if we got a Hog. You know that. We'll see if that's what they ultimately end up doing. I know you want Parsons as well. You've told me that numerous times. Anthony, man, thank you very much. He says, I foresee a trade back if they don't see a player worth the 11th pick. Definitely next year's 2nd round you asked for, plus this year. It depends where you're trading. If you're trading back to 20, obviously you're going to get more than if you're trading back to 15. If you trade to 20, you're probably getting a future first with the Bears. And we'll talk about that. Maybe I'll do a quick mock where we trade back with the Bears and simulate where we, maybe who I think we'd be able to take there. But I don't think we're going to trade back. I think there's going to be somebody there at 11 that the New York Giants like. I just think there's too many talented prospects. And I do think at least 4 quarterbacks go in the top 10. So unless the Giants are blown away, and knowing Dave Gettleman's history of having to be blown away, I don't see the New York Giants trading down in this year's draft unless they're going edge. If they're going, that's what I'm going to say to you, Anthony. If the New York Giants trade down, my immediate thought tonight is going to be, well, they're going edge. They're going edge. If they trade down, they're going edge. And let me get here. Mikey, man, thank you very much. He says, you're the best. Thanks. I would love Slater. I want Hogg. I think we all want Hoggs, Mikey. No, not all of us. A lot of people want the wide receiver, but I like the Hoggs. Thank you very much. DJ Smooth says, Kellerman still wants Lance at 11. That's a no for me, but 42, I'll roll the dice. He ain't going to be there at 42. And Kellerman's a lunatic. Kellerman's just looking for headlines. The Giants are not taking a quarterback. It's silly to even talk about. You could have your fantasies as fans and say, oh, they should take a quarterback, but it's silly to even talk about because they're not going to take one. I guarantee we're not taking a quarterback. And it's silly that he even brings it up because then you get fans starting to think that it's a possibility. Nicholas, man, thank you very much. Offensive line is the right pick, but I want Smith. I think both are fine as long as you hit on a second-round offensive lineman. My thought process is if you elect to go with the wide receiver in the first, you better hit on the second round on an offensive lineman. As long as you do that, I'm fine with it. But you better hit on them. You think back to 2018, we didn't hit. We took the playmaker in Barkley. We didn't hit on Will Hernandez. So you better hit on him. Nate, man, thank you very much. Stand up. Give me the O-line in the first. I could see the Waddle Smith rumors, but we could get wide receiver later. Rather have AVT over a wide receiver. One will fold to 42. It's a very deep wide receiver class. I brought up Kadarius Toney. I'd be okay with that. Kadarius Toney is one of my favorite receivers in this draft class. I'm a big fan. I don't think he's going to get to the second round. I think he's well, maybe I don't think he'll get to us in the second round. He may get to the second, but I don't think he'll get to us, but I'm a big fan of him. Rel, man, thank you very much. Mara wants playmakers, so expect playmakers. # speed. We'll see. Mara also said that by signing Galladay and Ross, it allowed the Giants to take the best player on their board. Kind of hinting that they may not take a wide receiver, but read into it for what you will. And you could definitely make an argument that a wide receiver will be the best player on the board when we're up. We'll see how the New York Giants board plays out. Evan, man, thank you very much. He says, happy draft day from Norway, Chris. Can't wait for tonight. Really hoping for Jalen Waddle if he's there. You and me both, man. Cannot wait. I'm going to try to get back to that Instagram post if I can remember the guy's name. I'm sorry, man. I'm going to try. But as far as I listen, I've compared Jalen Waddle to Odell Beckham, hopefully without the attitude problems. But when I watch that guy on tape, when I watch that guy's highlights, I say to myself, that's a guy that could take it to the house. That's a guy that could take it 99 yards anytime he touches the ball. You could line him up all over the place. I'm a big fan of Jalen Waddle. I'd be happy if we got him. And Selmo, man, thank you very much. Same argument for Slater. Hasn't played guard, so it can be a rough transition. With our luck, he will probably struggle. It's possible. Definitely could. Definitely could. That's fair. I still think he'd be an upgrade of whoever we have. Like Shane Lemieux, I think he's an upgrade over Shane Lemieux, even if there's an adjustment period. And you can make an argument that it's easier to play the guard than the tackle. And I think he would translate pretty well. He's very technically skilled. That's not really his problem. Some people may argue he doesn't have the highest athletic upside. He doesn't have the long arms, so on and so forth. But in terms of being technically advanced, he's pretty damn good. So I think he'd be a pretty smooth transition to the guard spot if we drafted him. W. Clymer, man, thank you very much. If this year's class is as good as last year, we're positioned for a very good year. I agree with you. And, obviously it depends on who we take. But, I've said countless times, like, no matter who we end up taking, man, I'm going to trust the coaching staff to get the most out of them. So, Bill, man, he says, you're Dave, Smith, Slater, and Waddle are available at 11. What do you do? I take Slater. But the question isn't what I would do. The question is, what do I think the Giants will do? And the other thing I'll say, Bill, is I don't think all three will be there. I would be shocked if Slater and both receivers are there. Is it possible Slater and one receiver is there? Yeah. Is it possible that two receivers are there and Slater's not? Yeah. I don't think all three of those players will be available when we pick. But if it was me, it'd be Slater. I think Slater, you could definitely make an argument, would be the best available player there. I know he doesn't get fantasy stats. I know he's not sexy. I know he's an offensive lineman, but he's a very good prospect. So I would think need meets value there. Even if you feel like Devontae Smith or Jalen Waddle's a pick or two better, I think the offensive line right now is a bigger need. If it was me, I would take Slater. But in the end, I'm leaning that they're going to go wide receiver. I don't think they're going to have that choice, though. I don't think Rashawn Slater is going to be on the board, Bill. But we'll see. I hope he is. I would love Rashawn Slater. He could play all over the line. But thank you, Bill, man. I really appreciate it, buddy. Let me just make sure here. Abe, man, thank you very much. Let me just make sure we're good here. And Abe was next. He says, Ross Tucker. Yeah, I saw that. I saw part of it. I was on after, actually, on the same live stream. Was on Talking Giants and Skinner, and he raves about Parsons and is not concerned with character. Thinks Spencer will push for him. We'll see. And I wouldn't be shocked if we take him. There was a point in time where I would have been. I wouldn't be shocked, and maybe the New York Giants don't read too much into it. It wouldn't be the old Giants way, but Joe Judge is hiring Joe Judge was not the old Giants way. So maybe the New York Giants are a changed organization, and maybe they're willing to take a shot on a player at number 11 overall with some of the baggage that he carries. The one thing I will say, obviously, they've stressed culture. Bringing in a guy like that with the red flags, we'll see. I wouldn't be upset. I would trust the New York Giants did their due diligence. I think he's a very talented player, but I'm going to say that I do not think they're going to take him. But I could be surprised. Could definitely be surprised. AJ, man, thank you very much. Who do you think is going to be the best edge on the Giants this year? Carter, Zimenez, or a new draft pick? Depends where we draft the edge, AJ, and it depends on Carter if Carter is completely healed from his injury. But if we don't draft the first-round edge, or even if we drafted a first-round edge and Carter was completely healthy, I think I'd still go Carter. Because I think Carter, before the injury last year, AJ, was starting to show you that he fit this scheme very well. He was actually playing very good in the first 2 or 3 games or however many games he played. I know he only had 1 sack, but he was doing, you could see it. It was visibly evident he was playing well for the Giants. If Carter's completely healthy, which is a huge if, I would probably lean that way. I don't think we're taking an edge in the first, so I'd probably go with Carter as of now. DJ Spoonman, thank you very much. I could take a running back in the second. Watch out, Javonte Williams. If they take a running back in the second, I'm going to explode. To me, that'd be a really dumb pick. In my opinion, I'm not trying to insult anybody that may want a running back in the second round, but that's just my opinion. I think it'd be a really dumb pick. Octave, man, thank you very much. First round, Elijah Vera Tucker. Second round, Rondale Moore. Third round, Aleem McNeil. Ooh, okay. Aleem McNeil, I like. He's an interior defensive tackle. Not a bad third round option. Rondale Moore, really good. The only thing you worry about there is injuries, but that guy's fun to watch. After he catches the ball, he's almost like a running back. I do like him. He's small. He's like 5'7.5", but that guy, as I say in a lot of my live streams, he's a little squirt. He's fun to watch, and he'd be a nice element to this New York Giants offense if you got him in the second. Vera Tucker, I'm a big fan. I'd be happy with that. Maybe not my dream scenario, but I'd be happy with that. Nate, man, thank you very much. I'm thinking more of one of the Moores in the second. So there you go. If you don't go wide receiver in the first, yeah, you're thinking Rondale Moore or Elijah Moore. I would like Kadarius Toney if he was there, but I don't think he will be. I think Rondale Moore and Elijah Moore are more realistic. And Elijah Moore seems to be moving up. Had a really good pro day. Seems like a natural slot receiver. Eric, man, thank you very much. Can't wait for the draft tonight. Took the day off from work to watch the first round of the draft. Hopefully you go over to Bad Dogs channel. By the way, if my mods could drop Bad Dogs a link, we're going to be over there live at 7:30. The next 2 days, we're going to be over here. And I'm going to have another midday stream tomorrow, recapping the first round, talking about the second and third round. The next day, it starts at noon, so I won't have a midday stream. Then the midday stream will be the draft. But tomorrow, I'll have a midday stream as well. I'm going to be over on Bad Dogs tonight, and then we'll be back over here for day 2 and 3. But Eric, man, thank you very much, man. And hopefully you enjoy the draft, man. I'm glad that you got to take off work to hopefully get to enjoy it with us. Going to be a lot of Giants fans. Robert, man, thank you very much. We need to give Saquon every opportunity to succeed. This is his year. I hope after a couple of games, everyone is talking about him. Robert, I'm rooting for Saquon. I really am. I'm rooting for Saquon. I think Saquon's gotten to a point now where, it's put up or shut up. Like, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. He's got to produce this year, Robert. I'm a big Saquon fan, but I got to put my fanhood aside. And it's definitely a high-pressure year for Saquon Barkley. But, I want him to prove the fans wrong because I think there's a lot of fans that have given up on him. I think there's a lot of fans that don't think he's that good of a talent, like nearly as good as was anticipated coming in. And I do. I think Saquon Barkley, much like Daniel Jones, was provided a very bad support system. I think a lot of his dancing that takes place in the backfield has to do with the fact that he has no help and he tries to make something out of nothing half the time. And I do think a healthy Barkley with better weapons on this team and a more advanced quarterback in Daniel Jones, if he's healthy, could absolutely beast this year for the New York Giants. I'm talking MVP type numbers if he is fully recovered. Say you go out there, you get Devontae Smith, this offensive line matures a little bit. You got Galladay on the outside. You got all these weapons. Saquon Barkley, to me, could be massive in this offense this year. That's just my honest opinion, but we got to see if he's fully recovered. Cop Pizzle. What's going on, Pizzle? He says we didn't hit on Hernandez. No. I'm not saying it's a complete miss, but how could you say we hit on Hernandez? How could you say we hit on Hernandez? Hernandez at best, and I like Hernandez. Every year I say Hernandez is going to be a breakout guard for the New York Giants. I said it the last 2 years. Hernandez at best has been a mediocre guard. Shane Lemieux started over him last year, and I know he had the COVID and he didn't come back 100%. But yeah, Will Hernandez is definitely, at least as of now, not worthy of that pick. Now, he could prove that wrong. He could have a very good year this year and get a contract extension. But right now, if you're being fair, how could you say we hit on Will Hernandez? Julie Love, man, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Take a hog. Zach Fulton is not the future. Zach Fulton's not going to start. Zach Fulton's a backup. He ain't going to start. Levon, man, thank you very much. I agree with you, Chris. If we trade down, we're taking Jalen Phillips or Kwity Paye. Yeah, to me, if we trade down, we're taking an edge. There's no doubt in my mind. If we trade down, we're taking an edge. I shouldn't say no doubt in my mind, but I'm pretty confident. If we trade down, we're taking an edge. And Crispy, man, thank you so much for the 99-cent super sticker. He just gave me a poop emoji. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. You just made my stream smell like shit. I'm just kidding. Yuri, he says, if Gates is the long-term center, I would draft the center. Is Gates the long-term center? I would draft the center in the second round. I would draft an interior offensive lineman in the second round. Maybe somebody with some versatility, a guy that could do both. But, yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with drafting a center if Creed Humphrey is there and you want to move Gates to the guard. The only thing I will say, and it's been brought up, and I think it's a good point, chemistry was built between Gates and Jones last year, getting used to taking the snaps, bringing a new center. There may be an adjustment period, but I'd be okay with it. I think we need an interior offensive lineman, whether it's a center or whether it's a guard. And the thing that I like about Gates is that he can move all over the line. So I wouldn't cry if we took a center at all. You could always shift Gates to the guard. John, man, thank you very mumuch. Done with the mocks. I will trust Dave Gettleman and Judge to make the right pick at 11, or if they trade down. Looking forward to seeing you and Bad Dog's reactions. This is what I want my reaction to be tonight. And there's a lot of players where that'll be the reaction. Smiles in the chat. That's what I'm hoping tonight, John. But thank you very much. Patek, man, thank you very much. Malik, he says, exciting draft day, so many possibilities. The way our team is set up right now, no matter who we choose, is going to make a big impact. Slater, Parsons, wide receiver. Or edge. Don't rule it out. Or corner. Don't rule it out. You know, I think there's some that I think are much more realistic than others, but don't rule it out. But I'm with you. I think more than likely that's what you're looking at. Offensive line, wide receiver, or the outside chance of taking Parsons. I think those would be the three favorites or trade down scenario. Bryce, thank you. He says, did you see Smith was at the Knicks game? You probably, yes. But again, like I've said countless times, I don't read too much into that. Like, I don't know, like, what does that mean? Like, there's 10 other teams to pick before we do that. Yeah, I know Giant fans get excited about that, but what does that really mean? I know, and I saw last night there was 4 other Giants at the Knicks game, including Daniel Jones, Kenny Golladay, and 2 others. Will Hernandez and somebody else. I can't remember off the top of my head. DJ Smooth, man, thank you very much. Will Penei Sewell fall to 11? I wish Wilson told Robert Salah to send me to Joe Judge that New York team. No, he's not going to fall to 11. As far as Wilson goes, he's going to the Jets. You ask me about that all the time. He's going to the Jets. Don't get your hopes up there. Penei Sewell, to me, the only way we get him is if we trade up. Maybe I'll be surprised. You know, some people seem to think that Rashawn Slater may be more highly thought of by some teams. Maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised on draft night. I don't think so. I don't think Penei Sewell's going to go. I'd be shocked if he drops outside of the top 10. I'd be very surprised, DJ Smooth. And AB, man, thank you very much. Sup, Chris? Draft night. Let's get it. Let's go, my man. Stand up, New York Giant fans. Let's go. Manuel says, can Peppers do what Parsons would be asked to do? Yeah, somebody asked that earlier. I don't think he's an every down linebacker. I just don't. I think he's a guy that could play the linebacker in certain packages, but I don't think he's an every down linebacker. I view Parsons more of like a every down linebacker that's versatile, that could play a bit off the edge. I think they're different types of players, but Peppers could play in the box. But I don't view him as an every down linebacker. But I do think if we don't draft a linebacker early in this year's draft, you will see him playing a lot up in the box this year. Even if we do, I think you'll see him playing up a lot in the box this year. Okay, man, thank you very much. If we get Slater, what do you think of having him at center? Example, line Thomas, Hernandez / Fulton, Slater, Gates, or don't rule out Lemieux. They seem to like Lemieux. They drafted him in the 5th round last year. Clearly a possibility he could start. I'd be okay with that. You know, I've read a lot of scouting reports, Gabe, that people have said that they feel, you know, obviously you want him to play tackle, ideally, if you're drafting him at 11 overall. But I've read a lot of scouting reports that people seem to think that he may be best suited to play the center. And the one thing that I really like about him is his positional versatility. They say that Slater could play all 5 spots on the line: right guard, left guard, center, right tackle, left tackle. So Would I be surprised? No. If they felt that Gates was better suited at the guard and they could play him at the center, I wouldn't be shocked. Probably not, because he's already making an adjustment for moving from tackle to guard. I think center's an even harder adjustment. So probably not, but it's possible. If not for this year, maybe down the line. Rolly, man, thank you very much. You got it all wrong. I don't think anybody has given up on Barkley. They know. No, when I say given up, I mean they don't want him here. I don't mean, that's what I mean. They know he's a talent, but they started to understand Barkley wasn't the right move for us after all, especially when we could get running backs. I understand where you're coming from. I think Barkley's a special type of running back, but I'm also not completely on the board of bringing him back. I need to see evidence that he could carry this team, as I've said several times, but I don't think he's a run-of-the-mill running back. People say that. They're like, you could just get a running back. Sure, you could just get a running back. And yes, that typically is a position that you could get value at. And the better teams traditionally do not draft the running back early. Now, there are exceptions. Todd Gurley went early. They went to the Super Bowl. The Rams actually built a pretty good team. Marshall Faulk went early. He won a Super Bowl with the Rams. There's exceptions. Marshawn Lynch, I think, was a first-round pick. There's exceptions, but it's a rarity. So I know Christian McCaffrey's been a damn good running back. They haven't won a lot of games, but we'll see. We'll ultimately see what happens this year. I know it's going to be a big debate all year. Should we keep Barkley? Should we not? Let him play the year. Let's see what he does. Let's see what he means to this offense when he has better parts around him. Like everybody's talking about how Jones is going to have better parts around him. Well, what about Barkley? Barkley's had those same crappy parts around him his entire career too. Kevin, thank you very much. Subtain of the day has finally arrived. Only way I'm upset today is Rousseau or Ojulari or an edge in general. I think maybe you like Kwity Paye. I'm doing backflips for Smith, or you just said it, or Paye. All else is okay. Seems like a lot of Giants fans like Kwity Paye. Like I said, I looked a lot more into him the last couple of days when I started to see that there's more rumors that we may actually end up taking this guy. He's a good player. I just don't know how great of a scheme fit he is, but he's a good player. I just don't want to take him at 11. I'd be completely fine taking him if we trade down. Octave, man, thank you very much. Who's the best receiver in the NFCs? Galladay, Cooper, or McLaurin? I mean, obviously, Giants fans want me to say Galladay. I'm not going to say that. I'm going to be honest. I think McLaurin's got the upside. It's through the roof. He's still young, doesn't have any injury history. You see what he's done with the quarterbacks he's already been provided with. I mean, that guy had Dwayne Haskins throwing to him. That guy had whoever they had over there. He hasn't had good quarterback play. Let's put it that way. Since he's been in the NFL, and the guy still produced at a near top 10 level. So I would go right now. I'd go with McLaurin, but I think Galladay is right there. I think Galladay is definitely right there, but I think I'd have to go with McLaurin right now. And a lot of it has to do with his age, and that I think he's only going to get better. Bryce, man, thank you very much. A little off topic. I feel so bad for dude. DeGrom, I say it all the time, man. I think he's the most dominant athlete in sports, and he's got the worst luck in the world. And I hope he re-signs with us, because if I were him, I might not. We never give that guy runs. George, man, thank you very much. I've never bet or gambled on anything in my life. Hold on. I just bet $200 that the Giants are going to win the division. Total payout will be $1,100. Yeah, that adds up because they're 4.5 to 1. So you get $900 profit plus your $200 back. To me, the odds are crazy. I don't understand those odds. Like, I understand that Dak's coming back, and yeah, I get it. Maybe they should be labeled the favorite, in terms of the odds, but not that big of a favorite. The Dallas defense still stinks. The Giants last year were a 10th game away from winning the division, and they're only going to get better. They're a young team. I think at 4.5 to 1, it's an absolute steal. And I think the Giants are going to be right in the thick of it. Joe, man, thank you very much, man, for the $5 donation. What's up, Joe, man? Thank you very much, buddy. And thank you to everybody for being here. If you haven't done so, hit that thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell. We're going to be live tonight on Bad Dogs. We're going to be doing day 2 and 3 over here. Thank you guys for being the best supporters on YouTube. Andrew says, did you see the vid with Jones and Galladay working? I did. I think I saw it on Twitter or Instagram. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I did see it, yes, which is nice. I mean, there's been a report that's come out that they've been working all offseason. They were working in Arizona as well. It's good that they're getting their chemistry down, and I expect Jones to have a pretty good year. DJ Swoon, man, thank you very much. Davis, Creed, or Liam Eichenberg. I think that's how it's pronounced. Eichenberg at number 42. I think I would go with Creed Humphrey. I know it seems like a lot of Giants fans aren't in love with Creed Humphrey, but I think he's a natural center. I think I would go with Creed Humphrey. I don't think Creed Humphrey's going to be there, and maybe I'll be wrong right now. And I might change my mind. I'm gonna try to do a mock draft before the end of the stream. I might change my mind, but right now I'm kind of thinking Steelers for Creed Humphrey. But I think of those three, I'd probably go with Creed. But Wyatt Davis, I'd be happy with any one of those three in the second round. But I think I'd go with Creed. Peter, man, thank you very much. My 7-year-old Bella says hi, And she says Devontae. Peter, man, thank you so much, man. Bella, what's going on? Thank you for tuning in the stream. Stand up, Bella. And I think a lot of people in this chat agree with you, Bella. Let's see if you're happy tonight. David, man, thank you very much. What would you do if we took Travis Etienne at 11? Well, if it was my stream and it's not, it's Bad Dog stream, I would literally flip the computer down and I'd end the stream. I'd walk away, I'd scream at the top of my lungs, but I wouldn't. I'd be pissed. I'd be furious. If we took Travis Etienne at 11 overall, yeah, wouldn't be a good reaction. Would not be a good reaction at all. But I don't see that happening. And one thing that shocked me is I saw the updated odds today. I actually posted them on Twitter. At least according to DraftKings, running back's 8-1 in the first round, which I don't understand. We better not be taking a first-round running back. Deception, man, thank you very much. Sorry if someone already asked this, but did you see the pics of Kwity Paye's family with the... I did not see that, but that's interesting. I have not seen that. And the one thing I will say, Deception, you remember Saquon Barkley? Saquon Barkley had the Giants shirt on like a week before the draft. I did not see that. Wow. I did not see that. Jordan, man, thank you very much. I don't get the pay hype. He doesn't fit our D. I think he's a good player, but like you said, I don't think he's a perfect fit for this defense. I think he would have been a better fit if we didn't bring back Leonard Williams. He would make our defensive line ridiculous for the future, but he's not my ideal pick. John, man, thank you very much. Who do you see going undrafted that Dave get? Oh, that's way too hard of a question. That's way too hard of a question. That's something that I'll maybe I could try to answer for you as the draft prolongs. When I get to do more research, I've tried to do as much research as I can on guys that we could draft in the first 6 rounds. Yeah, I don't want to lie to you and tell you something. I that's something I got to look more into. I have not done enough research into potential undrafted prospects, John. But what I'll tell you is some positions I could see them trying to sign. I could definitely see them not drafting a running back in this year's draft and trying to sign at least 1 or 2 undrafted free agent running backs. I could absolutely see that. One of the guys, the guy from Louisville that I really like, he could potentially go undrafted. But yeah, running back, maybe some offensive linemen. But off the top of my head, I can't give you many names, John. But thank you very much, buddy. Let's see what we got. Donovan, he says, did you see Daniel Jones' latest tweet? No, but let me take a quick look now. Hold on. Let me go to Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones' latest tweet. Let me see. What did he say? Daniel Jones, 10 minutes ago, talent is talent. I trust my squad. Who do you want? Reply at Verizon. So that's it. He just posted a Verizon. They probably paid. How much do you think he got paid to tweet that? Lex, man, thank you very much. What do you think the chances are the Giants take Parsons at 11? I'll put it at about 20%. I think there's a chance. I just don't think he's the favorite. I'll put it at about 20%. I wouldn't be shocked. My mind's not gonna be blown if they take him. Let's put it that way. Rolly, man, thank you very much. Marshall Faulk and Lynch weren't an exception to the rule. That era. Well, Marshawn Lynch, he didn't play that long ago. Marshawn Lynch was playing like a year ago. Was a running league. Yeah, you could say Gurley, but look what happened to it. Yeah, he got hurt. It's definitely a position where we all know that there's a short lifespan at that position. Lynch, I think, is more recent times. I will agree with Falk. He was drafted in 94. There's a couple of others. Ezekiel Elliott. Ezekiel Elliott's kind of worked out for the Cowboys. Now, they had a great support system for him. They had the great offensive line already, and maybe if the Giants already had an offensive line established, the pick would have made a lot more sense. But there's been other, and McCaffrey, like I said. Andrew, man, thank you very much. Look at Daniel Jones' tweet. I just did. Unless he tweeted something else, but that was like 10 minutes ago. I don't even know what that means. Talent is talent. I trust my squad. Who do you want? He's just asking Giant fans who they want. Andrew Thomas, man, thank you very much. Are the Knicks a true playoff contender? Yeah. Knicks are going to the playoffs. Knicks only got 9 games to go. They're the 4 seed right now. They have a 2-game lead on the 6, which is really what they need to stay above. You want to stay in that 4-5 area because then you avoid the Sixers and the Nets in the first round along with the Bucks. If you get in that 4-5, maybe you play the Hawks, maybe you play the Heat, maybe you play the Celtics. And I think that's our best opportunity. But, yeah, they're absolutely going to the playoffs. We've got a very tough schedule coming up, though. MY Giants 26, he says, I'd rather get an undrafted free agent running back instead. Yeah, that's definitely a position that I could, even if we draft a running back, I could absolutely see us signing a couple of undrafted free agent running backs to compete in training camp. I could definitely see that. Maybe a wide receiver, probably not. Maybe some line depth, an edge. I could definitely see a couple of edges that we could be signing there. Maybe a D tackle. And Joe, man, thank you very much. Offense 31st ranked last year with an average of 17.5 points per game. Only the Jets were worse. Pick will be a playmaker. Bank it. Just don't pull a Jalen Hurts, Dave. We'll see, Joe. I'm leaning with you. You know, like I've said, if it's not a weapon, I think it'll be a lineman. I always say, Joe, and I think it's going to be a weapon. I'm with you. I'm leaning that it's going to be a weapon. But Dave Gettleman knows his reputation rests on Daniel Jones' shoulder. So to me, he should do everything in his power to make sure he can help out Daniel Jones this year. And to me, that means either offensive line or wide receiver. So I'm with you, Joe. JD, man, thank you very much. What's your surprise of the first round? I have to think Washington football team is exploring all options to get a quarterback. Surprising they would have so much faith in Fitz. Yep, I'm going to try to do my mock. But I think that's the team I'm going to have trading up. I don't know if that, I don't even know if that'd be much of a surprise to anybody at this point, but we've heard rumors about the Saints. We've heard rumors about the Bears. I do think Washington's going to try to trade up. The one thing I'll say, though, JD, I was thinking about this, how we all talk about the Giants and why we wouldn't trade down with Washington. Well, JD, one team that's been rumored to be looking to trade down at number 7, they're really looking to trade down is the Detroit Lions. Well, they're not going to trade with the Bears. So if the Lions trade down, if they're the team that trades down, I think that takes away the Chicago Bears as an option. And I think that leaves you with Washington or the Saints if they're moving all the way up from 28. But that's a hell of a package. So I'm leaning that Washington's going to ultimately be the team that trades up into the top 10 if there is one to go up and get a quarterback. Andrew, man, thank you very much, man. Champion contender next year. It depends on what they do in free agency, but I think it's entirely possible they could be a contender next year. Depends what they do in free agency. But I think it's possible. Jack, man, thank you very much. Tim Tebow is trying out as a tight end. No, he's not. Is he really? Actually, I think I saw something on Tebow. I think I saw something on Tebow earlier today. That's interesting. He's like 39 years old. No, he's not. But he's at least, 33, 34? That guy, Tim Tebow if he would have done what the guy with the Saints did, he'd still be in the league. That should have been the role for Tim Tebow. Instead, he tried to be stubborn and be a quarterback. If he would have done what Taysom Hill did, Tim Tebow would still be in the NFL right now. That's what he should have done from the start. To me, Taysom Hill is like a carbon copy of what Tim Tebow could have been. But Tim Tebow was stubborn. Blue Collar, man, thank you very much. He says, hey, Dana, how far back are you okay with trading? 20 at the latest. I don't want to trade back further than 20. Stand up! New member. And I want to give him a shout out, man. JD Sports Talk. First off, great guy. I had an opportunity to talk to him on the what's up there, Ordinary Pete, man. Thanks so much for popping in. I had a chance to talk to him on the Nick stream. He came on and he just started a new channel. His channel's awesome. He did a great mock draft video today. I checked it out. Definitely check him out, man. He only has 4 videos up, but his channel is going to grow fast. Very good. He's got a very good podcast. He talks some Knicks. He talks some Giants. So definitely give him a look. JD, man, thank you very much, man. And DJ Smooth says, Najee Harris at 11. What are you going to do? DJ Smooth, do you want to see me explode? I mean, is that what you want? We're not taking Najee Harris. There's no chance we're taking a running back. I'm going to say no chance in the first 2 rounds. Definitely no chance in the first round. By the way, this is now iced coffee. I always forget. I'm on stream the whole time. I haven't taken one sip of the coffee because I've been talking nonstop. So let's drink a quick sip of iced coffee. Yep, that's as cold as the North Pole. Jimmy, man, thank you very much. Receiver in round 1 is inexcusable. The hit rate mirrors that of receivers in the second. Parsons has the versatility to generate a much-needed pass rush. Jimmy, I made a video trying to show the other side of the argument because everybody's all about the wide receiver, and I always try to present both sides of the argument, and maybe you're referring to the video that I made. But, yeah, I did. I went over every receiver drafted from 2015 to 2019. And if you looked at just second-round wide receivers, they were much better than just the first-round wide receivers. If you looked at just third-round wide receivers, they were better than the first-round wide receivers. If there is one position outside of running back that historically you get great value, it is that. You look at the top 10 wide receivers in the sport right now, probably 9 of them are outside of the first round. Some of them are in the 5th. Stephon Diggs, 5th-round pick. Tyreek Hill, 5th-round pick. Antonio Brown, I think he was a 6th-round pick. So most wide receivers of the top tier are outside of the first round. So I think that is the argument for not taking a wide receiver in the first round in this year's draft, and I think it's a fair one, is that historically you could get much better value at that position later in the draft. I think it's a fair argument. And J-Man, thank you very much, man. Stand up. New member, man. Welcome to the squad, my man. And let's see. Hungry Giants, man. Thank you very much. I have no problem with the Giants getting an edge at 11. With this year's class, it's pretty thin, so to get one early isn't a bad idea. To me, it's a reach, but again, I'm not going to flip out if they do it. He just better be good. And if you do that, the only thing, that makes it, well, I'm not going to say the only thing. These guys do it. These guys are paid professionals. It is their job to analyze these players. So I'm going to trust their judgment. But the argument I could see for taking an edge at 11, which I don't agree with, maybe you could make an argument that you could say, okay, there's a huge drop-off maybe at that position in the second round, and you could still get good value at either the wide receiver or the interior offensive line in the second round. Maybe that's their line of thinking. I still do not think we're going defense. I really don't. I'm not going to say, I'll say 25% chance we go defense. I'm definitely not leaning that way. I'm like 75% offense, 25% defense. Daniel, man, thank you very much. All three receivers could be gone, and Dallas could go Parsons. Jalen Phillips all day. He played all year. His head is fine. I think it's a small portion of the fan base, Daniel, but there is a portion of the fan base that is very pro Jalen Phillips. I am not pro Jalen Phillips at 11. I think it's way too big of a risk. I would sooner go with Kwity Paye, to be completely honest with you. I think it is way too big of a risk to take Jalen Phillips at number 11 overall. That's just my opinion. And I understand where you guys are coming from. He's definitely a talented player. But yeah, I would not be a fan of taking Phillips at 11. I just think it's too big of an injury risk. So that's just my opinion on it. Just want to make sure I didn't miss a member. I might have. I think I got Jay, but just in case. Stand up, new member. I think I got you, but just in case, Jay. Thank you very much, buddy. Let's see. And Irish Rover, man, thank you very much. Can't wait to share the draft night with Chris Baddog and the best fans in the NFL. I love hearing all the scenarios. In Judge, I trust. Go Giants. I think that's why a lot of Giants fans aren't super negative this year, and they like the sky's gonna fall if they don't pick the guy that they want. Because one, I think we did a lot of damage in free agency, and two, I think we trust our coaching staff to get the most out of the players that we bring in, much more so than the previous two regimes. DJ Smith, thank you very much. We need a wide receiver in the first, or edge, or Sewell, or Slater, or Vera Tucker. I think those are all options. But yeah, I think that's what you're looking at. I think it's wide receiver. I think it's offensive line, or the possibility of taking a guy like Parsons. That's what I think you're looking at. And Kwity Paye is an outside possibility. The corner, to me, I'd be shocked. I don't want to use the word shocked because then people are going to think I'm going to flip out. I'd be very surprised. Kevin, man, thank you very much. Will there be any cameos tonight on Bad Dog's channel? Would be cool to see Bobby Skinner, a license plate guy. Yeah, I don't know if they're streaming. I didn't get a chance to talk to Bobby. If Bobby's free, he's more than welcome to come on maybe after the pick to recap it. Absolutely, I would shoot him the link. I honestly don't know what he's doing on his channel. They may be streaming it. I don't know. But I'll reach out to Bobby. I'll text him. I'll say, listen, you want to come on maybe after the 15th, 16th pick, so you maybe have a little time to make your content, whatever you want to do. But yeah, I would have Bobby on. I'd have, several Giants video makers on that might want to pop on. I know most of them are going to be streaming it tonight, though. I'll probably have a round table, like I said, with Bobby and Mike on one of their channels because, I want to give them some shine on one of their platforms, recapping the draft. And we talked about that. I think we're going to do that like 3 or 4 days after the draft. Will Comics, man, thank you very much. Stand up, new member. Welcome to the squad, my man. I really appreciate it. But yeah, I would definitely have a couple of guests on, maybe 4 or 5 picks after the Giants have made their pick. And Royal Money, man, thank you very much. How will you feel if we draft a running back with the second pick? Oh, I said it earlier, Royal Money. If we draft a running back with the second pick, I'm gonna try to contain myself. I'm going to say it's one of the dumbest picks the Giants have made in a long time. Hey, I cannot get on board with a second round running back. I just can't do it. I cannot get on board with a second round running back. If we didn't have Saquon Barkley, I'd get on board with it. You could get value at that position. JD, man, thank you very much. Don't get too intoxicated. We will need a. Oh yeah, no. I'm gonna kick back. I'm gonna have a couple of Guinnesses, JD. I'm gonna have my reaction video. That'll be fun. And then after the draft, I'll make sure I got enough in me to do a recap video, and I'll try to talk about some day 2 prospects that I have my eye on. And then tomorrow we'll do a live stream again, and that'll be the theme of the live stream, talking about the pick from tonight and then talking about some of the guys that we want to look for in the second and third round. So I'm looking forward to it, man. Thank you very much, buddy. See diehard Giants fans in here. There's the link right there. So if you want to see where we're going to be streaming tonight, in case you don't know, of course, subscribe to Bad Dog. You guys will subscribe when you go over there tonight. But that's the link right there in the comment. If you guys want to check them out, that's where we're going to be tonight. I also retweeted on Twitter today if you guys follow me there. Will, man, thank you very much. If Smith or Parsons is on the board, I truly believe we grab Smith. He might be a Shepard replacement in the future. I think we're going Smith. You know, I thought we were going Smith from the start of the season, start of the offseason. So I kind of shifted. I kind of went offensive line after free agency. I just don't think Slater's going to be there. If I thought Slater was going to be there, I may say Slater. I don't think he's going to be there. And my heart is telling me that Smith is going to be. And I think it's either going to be Smart or Vera Tucker. That's where my head's at right now. And I'm leaning more towards Smith. I think it's going to be Smith. Will J, but we'll see. I could definitely see Vera Tucker, though. I could definitely see Parsons. I could definitely see something else. Tyler, man, thank you very much. Chris, did you know you look like Judge with the haircut? Tyler, I get that on Twitter. Well, you know what it is, Tyler, and I don't know if you're aware of this. I started wearing the red hoodie, and the Giants started winning games. So a lot of my subscribers said, check out Joe Judge. He's got a red hoodie on, like 2 or 3 weeks after I started wearing the red hoodie. So, you know, in every one of his, video breakdowns when he was studying film, he was wearing a red Giants hoodie, and he had this hat on. So I said, all right, I'm going to buy the Judge hat now, and I'm going to wear it. So he copied me with the hoodie. I copied him with the hat. Dependable line, man. Thank you very much. Let's go draft day. I even got the baby in a jersey. I'm so hyped. Can't wait, man. And who's the baby one, Dependable? I'm going to guess Devontae Smith, but we'll see, my man. DJ Smooth, thank you very much. Do you blame the Giants fans for wanting a special quarterback down the line? No. But what I'll say is let's give this guy a chance to see if he could be that special quarterback. There's no point in not doing it. We invested the 6th overall pick in him. Let's give him the year, and let's see. Let's see what he's got. He has not been given a fair opportunity since he's been on the team. Josh, man, thank you very much. How do you become a member? Josh, you know what I'll do tomorrow if you're here? I get asked that a lot. I don't have the link on me. But if you go to the channel, there's a join button. And you click that, and it's pretty easy to go through the steps. But if you can't find it, I'll have the link. I'll try to remember to have the link provided for you for next stream. Another thing I want to let everybody know, just in case you forgot, I don't have the link here on me. I did post it in my community notes. As a matter of fact, I could get it real quick because I want everybody to have a fair opportunity to join this before the draft. I tried to post it as much as I possibly could for you guys. I posted it like 3 times on Twitter. I posted it like 2 times on the channel. I talked about it in the video, but just in case you haven't done so, I am doing my sponsor, Faruqi and Faruqi, is giving away a signed Eli Manning football. And all you have to do is join this contest. It's on NFL.com. It's completely free of charge. My sponsor is giving away. It's a signed Eli Manning football. It's actually pretty cool. But yeah, definitely check it out. That is the link right there. And all you need is, 1, you need an NFL.com account. And 2, you need the password. It's going to ask you for the password for the league. And it is Eli Manning, all lowercase, no space. Eli Manning together, no space, all lowercase. And New York Giants 26 says NFL rumors on Twitter. Let me take a quick look here. NFL rumors on Twitter. Now, who knows about that guy? You know what I call NFL rumors on Twitter? And I have fun with them. But you know what I call him? I call him NFL educated guess. But NFL rumors on Twitter just said, draft day news breaking about our secret plans. No one has the time machine we've been tinkering with to redraft Joe Montana and let him win. Okay, that's a retweet. Steelers. Okay. Giants, Devontae Smith is their guy, barring a trade we feel for sure. But who knows if there's any legitimacy to that? Like I said, I call them NFL educated guess. I don't think they have any legitimacy behind them. We'll see if they end up being right. And they don't know if he's going to be there. But we'll end up seeing that, man. But we'll see if NFL educated guess is right when push comes to shove. But thank you very much. Vin, man, thank you very much. Sup, my brother? Looks like wide receiver going to be the pick. We'll see. That's where I've been leaning for a bit, man. Tyler, man, he says, I kind of like the idea of Travis Etienne at 42. I don't want him. Would I cry? No. I think you're getting good value there for him, but I really don't want him. I don't really view that as a big need of ours, unless you feel like Saquon Barkley's not going to be here next year. And I don't think he'll be there, honestly. I think Travis Etienne will probably go before we're up on the clock at 42. But if he's available, maybe. Darian, thank you very much. If Mac Jones doesn't go to San Francisco, can you see him going before us? Maybe at 7, 8, or 9. I think Philly would take him at 12. I think Mac Jones, I don't think Philly would take him at 12. But I think, maybe I'll be wrong. I'm buying into it. I think Mac Jones is going 3. I think the 49ers traded up for Mac Jones. I think they're taking Mac Jones. I think they feel he fits their scheme. I think it's a bad pick, but I think that's what's going to happen. I think he's going 3 overall. Now, if Mac Jones does not go 3, I could see he's a tough one to predict because I could see him dropping all the way to 15. I don't think New England would pass on him if he got there. But I think he's going 3. And, I have him going 3. But we'll see. I don't think many teams would trade up for Mac Jones. I think if we're hoping for a trade up, we're hoping either Lance or Fields is not in the first 3 picks. Dependable line, man. Thank you very much. I hope if we go receiver, it's Smith. I've been high on him since mid-season. If not, I desperately want Parsons, but I'd be just as happy with offensive line. Yeah. I think for me, it's offensive line 1, Smith or Waddle 2, and Parsons 3. But again, like you said, I'd be happy with any one of the 3. But I have my preference just like you do. Willie says, you think any of the pass rushers are worth the 11th pick? A lot of people are not. No, I'm not. I don't. I'm not against taking a pass rusher if we trade down. I would not take a pass rusher at 11. I just think there's too many question marks. Nobody seems to think they warrant the number 11 overall pick. After doing a lot more research on Kwity Paye, I think he's probably the best edge rusher in this class. If I'm being honest, I just don't know if he's the best fit for our scheme. But even he, I don't think is worth the 11th overall pick. And DJ Swoop, thank you very much. Do you think he will be special? Yes or no? Heart and gut feeling. I mean, Josh Allen talent. You about Daniel Jones? No, I don't think he's got Josh Allen's talent. I'd be lying to you if I said that. But I'm going to tell you what, DJ Smooth, in terms of just pure natural physical talent, I tell you all the time, there might be 5 quarterbacks in the last 20 years that have Josh Allen's natural physical talent. Just in terms of, his raw natural ability. So I think that's asking for a lot. There's not a lot of quarterbacks that have the arm strength, the size, the mobility that Josh Allen possesses. He was a project, but he was a swing or miss and they hit a home run. So I don't think his ceiling's as high as Josh Allen, but he could still be a very good quarterback in the NFL. And he could end up being better than Josh Allen, by the way. Josh Allen makes a lot of stupid decisions. Simon, man, thank you very much. It all depends which 2 receivers are taken before 11. I think they could easily take Waddle or Smith. So I don't think that's going to deter them from taking a wide receiver if they don't want one. I think they could take Waddle or Smith. Shane, man, thank you very much. Why Smith, plenty of wide receivers, Ross, Galladay, Shep, Slayton. Well, Shane, I think the argument and why the Giants would consider it, 1, they feel he's a special talent, right? Most people feel like the top 3 wide receivers in this draft class are worthy of a top 10 selection. It's been talked about for quite some time now. To be fair, a lot of people felt the same thing last year, and some of these receivers trickled down. CeeDee Lamb, I think, went 17th overall. Nobody saw that coming, and that could happen tonight. But the other thing is, the guys that you just mentioned, Ross is only here for 1 year. It's a $2.5 million contract. The guy's injury played this entire career. There's not much you could depend on there. I like the signing. It's, no risk, high reward. Galladay, yeah, he's your number 1 right now. Shepard, he's a concussion away from retirement. The guy's had concussion problems his entire career. And next year, the Giants could easily move on. He doesn't carry that big of a dead cap hit. And Slayton, who I like, we don't know what he is yet. The guy had 6 drops last year and only 60 targets. He only had 3 touchdowns. And if you look at Slayton's career, outside of about maybe 6 games, 5 or 6 games in his 2 years combined, he's done nothing. He's had like 4 or 5 huge games. He has not proven, at least in my opinion, that he's definitely a solid number 2 wide receiver. And I think he very well could be, but I could definitely see the argument if you feel like one of these wide receivers are top-end talent to take one. And in Judge We Trust, man, thank you very much. We're drafted Parsons just so we have a number 1 defense next year. We'll see, man. I know a lot of Giants fans want Parsons, man. We'll see. And Tim, man, thank you very much. What pick would you give the same running back? If we took a running back, I'd flip out. In the first round, I'd flip out. If we took a running back, I'd flip out. I don't expect that. I want to say hello to Authentic. Just saw him briefly, man. It's hard for me to see you. What's going on, Authentic? He's got a channel with Authentic in the Beard. He's been a long-time supporter of mine. Glad to see him in here, my man. I know he wants a wide receiver. Glad to see him in here. Peter, what's going on, man? He says, can we all agree Smith, Waddle, Slater, or Parsons at 11? I don't think that's 100%, but I think, I would say 80 to 85%. One of those 4 names will be a Giant tonight. Well, I'd also throw in Vera Tucker, and I do think some edge rushers are at least possible. Guys like Kwity Paye. But I would say at least an 80% chance those 4 names you just mentioned, one of them will be a Giant tonight. I think those are the 4 favorites. But there's a possibility they could like somebody else. Jonathan, thank you very much. Offensive line round 1, if Jones isn't it, have a line for the next quarterback. Jonathan, you and me, we think alike. But I understand both sides of it. I would take the lineman as well. If Slater was there, I wouldn't even question it. Vera Tucker, I would think long and hard. Zion, man, thank you very much. Happy draft day, bro. Giants for life. Let's get it. Zion, man, thank you. Another great supporter of my channel, man. Thank you so much for being here, buddy. DJ Smooth says Bateman. No. Bateman at 11, no. I don't want Bateman. Travis at 42. Would this piss you off? Yes. I don't want Bateman would piss me off. Yes. Yes. That's a reach. Bateman would piss me off at 11. Yes. Will, man, thank you very much. Josh Allen talent only got unleashed by getting Diggs, which definitely helped him. I believe the plan for Jones is to do. I agree with that, Will. I completely agree with that. And, I've said to people in my Discord, I've said to people on, Twitter and people I've talked to, I know I'm going to be labeled a homer this year because if the New York Giants, last year I was right. And I know Authentic doesn't agree with me, but last year I was right. I said going into the year, I thought Josh Allen was going to be the breakout quarterback in the NFL, and Stephon Diggs had a lot to do with that. I made a video kind of talking about who's going to be the next Lamar Jackson from the previous season. I think it's fair to say Josh Allen took the biggest jump of any quarterback in the NFL last year, and I think Stephon Diggs has a lot to do with that. The second quarterback I said was Baker Mayfield. This year, and again, I'm not comparing him to Josh Allen. I'm not saying I expect him to put up Josh Allen production, but if we're talking jumps, I think Daniel Jones is going to, if they go out and draft a wide receiver tonight, I think he's going to take one of the bigger jumps of any quarterback in the NFL this year. And by bigger jump, that could mean you go from like 25 to like 12. But I think he's going to take a big jump next year. Marcus, man, thank you very much. How do you feel about double dipping at the offensive line? Example, going Slater, then Dickerson in the second. I'm not against it. You're asking the wrong guy, Marcus. I'm not against it. I don't think they'll do it. I'd be surprised if they did. They've kind of expressed confidence in the offensive line. At least that's what they're saying. Maybe it's smoke. But I don't necessarily think they should have extreme confidence in the offensive line. But I'd be surprised if they doubled up. Would I be upset? No. Joe, man, thank you very much, man. Whomever it is at 11, I hope it's sexy and exciting. Well, that means you want a wide receiver. That means you want a wide receiver, you want Parsons, or you want an edge. Because those would be the sexy picks. More so Parsons or a wide receiver. Clocks, man, thank you very much. Little stinky brother, would you take Gilmore in the Pats one? Somebody asked me that earlier. My answer is no, Clocks. And I know Gilmore was getting a lot of play, when the offseason first began. But I don't see the draw to Gilmore right now for the Giants. We just got a Dory Jackson. Why am I giving up draft capital to get Stephon Gilmore? I don't see it. I don't think we need a corner. I'm definitely not trading assets to bring in another corner. A guy that's already making a lot of money. If we didn't have a Dory Jackson, I understood it. I don't understand it right now. Christian, man, thank you very much. Slated announcing the round 2. I know. I saw that. I actually posted that on Twitter, and people jumped down my throat. I said it on Twitter, and I said that it's ironic, and I don't think it'll happen, but I said it's ironic that Darius Slayton could be selecting the guy that's going to replace him in the starting lineup. And a lot of people jumped down my throat. They said it would be Shepard, but I don't think it would be for just this year. I'm not talking about next year. I think Shepard's off the team if we draft a wide receiver this year. But going into this year, I think Shepard would stay in the starting lineup. I think Slayton would be your wide receiver 4 if we drafted a wide receiver in the first. Second round, he's probably competing and slowly getting implemented into the offense. But I just thought it was funny because we could be taking a wide receiver there that at least has the possibility of beating Darius Slayton out for a job. So Slayton may look at the card and he might be like, oh, they're taking Elijah Moore. I'm going to take Elijah Mitchell instead. I'm going to tell him that I misread the card. Bill, man, thank you very much. Eli behind a good offensive line equals 2-time Super Bowl MVP. Eli behind a crap offensive line equals 500. Not even 500, if we're being honest. I mean, the offensive line was that bad. His career record was 500. He was people forget, by the way, Bill. Eli Manning, he had a bad, in terms of record, he had a bad rookie year. I think he went 1-6 or whatever it was. He won his last game. And then after that, the guy didn't have a losing record. All the way up until, I think, 2012. I think from 5 to 12, he didn't have a losing record. He was 500 or better every single year. And then after that, he became well below 500, which is why he finished with a career 500 record, because you just hit it on the head. The offensive line was atrocious, and they failed Eli Manning for the second half of his career. I say it all the time, man. You don't just fall. You don't go from the top of the top, which is he was near that at least in 2011. He was one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the league, to being dog shit 2 years later. It doesn't happen. He didn't sustain an injury. They failed him. They didn't draft properly. They didn't provide him with an offensive line. Victor Cruz went down with an injury, and the offense went to hell, and they failed him. And yeah, you're absolutely right. All you got to do is look at Pat Mahomes this year, man. All you got to do is look at Pat Mahomes this year. How good did he perform when he didn't have an offensive line? Jay, man, thank you so much, man, for the dollar donation. I appreciate it. Matt, I appreciate it. Offensive line at 11 and second or third. Matt, you're my kind of guy. Penei Sewell or Elijah Vera. Oh, Penei Sewell won, Elijah Vera. Wow, you like Vera? I've seen a lot of Giants fans that have actually started to prioritize Elijah Vera Tucker over Rashawn Slater. A lot of them, because a lot of people feel that Vera Tucker is the more natural guard. I've seen a lot of Giants fans start to do that. Our defense can already be top 5. Pretty wide receivers don't help DJ if he's on his back or turning the ball over. Hey, I listen. I try to get to a point where I'm like not trying to annoy people, but I'm a big offensive line guy. That's where I believe games are won and lost. Sway, man, thank you very much. Stand up, big night tonight. Go blue. Can't wait, Slay, man. Can't wait to see what we end up getting and then, starting to analyze where we may go in the second round. My man, CP. He's got a great channel over there. He's freaking awesome. I've talked to him. I've worked with him a couple of times. I've gotten to talk to him off YouTube. Really humble dude, really nice dude. His channel is blown up. He's got like 2,000 people in there every time after a Knicks post game. He's got a great channel over there. So if you haven't done so, I don't know what you're waiting for. Go over there, check him out. Knicks Fan TV. Glad to see him in the chat, man. Maybe I'll come on your channel soon if you got a spot. I'm not trying to force my way on the channel, but or you could come on here, whatever it may be. But he's got a great channel over there. Thank you so much for coming by, and hopefully we end up picking a hog, which I think is what you're about to say. Build the trenches. If it's a wide receiver at 11, then make sure you can get starting quality defensive linemen or offensive linemen in rounds 2 and 3. The lines are crucial. Great minds think alike, my man. I'm with you on that. I'm okay with the wide receiver if they feel like they could get really good value in the second and third rounds at those positions, because I think that's our bigger need. I think wide receiver is a need, but it's not nearly as big of a need as the other two. And I think the offensive line, I think most people would agree, is a more important position. So I'm with you on that. If you feel like you can get value at that position, you better hit on the player. But I'm with you on that. I'm okay with it. That's why I'm okay with taking a wide receiver. But you better hit on that offensive lineman in the second round. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it, buddy. Michael, man, thank you very much. Devontae Smith and Creed Humphrey, book it. That'd be a great top 2. I'd be in love with that, Michael, man. I'd be in love with that. And Tim Harris, man, thank you very much. Would you be surprised if we trade back for JOK? If we trade back, JOK will be on my mind. Like, I'll say to myself, it's a possibility. I think JOK would add a different dynamic to this defense. He's a coverage linebacker, something we could use. I wouldn't be shocked. A lot of people love JOK because he's like a nice, flashy player. He brings a different dynamic, something that we've been talking about for years as New York Giants fans, that we need that coverage linebacker. So I think a lot of Giants fans would like it if we brought him in. Maybe if we traded down to the 15 area, the 20 area. I wouldn't rule him out. But do I think we're going to draft him? Probably not. You haven't heard the Giants really tied to him at all. DJ Smooth, thank you very much. Would you rage if the Giants traded up for Chase, Penei Sewell, or Pitts? No. Obviously I have to see what they give up, but I'm not in favor of trading up in this draft because we only have 6 picks, and I'm definitely against trading up for a tight end or a wide receiver, really. When we have all the other needs that we have, you'd be giving up multiple picks in this year's draft to do it. I think it'd be a bad decision, especially being that if you really want a wide receiver, there's a very high probability that one of them are going to drop to you anyway. So I would not be now the only guy that I'd be okay with trading up, and like I said, he'd have to get to that 8-9 range, would be Penei Sewell, because to me he's a potential generational tackle. But outside of that, I would not be in favor of trading up. Flamo, man, thank you so much, man, for the dollar donation. I appreciate it. And Ross says Parsons at 11. Offensive guard / offensive center at 42, wide receiver at 76. Here's what I'm going to say, man. If they don't go line in the first, and you can't force a pick, like if there's a great player that drops you and you're getting great value, like last year, Kenny, I've said it earlier in the stream, you take him, right? Nobody thought we were going safety in the second round. If there's a great, you take him. You have to, right? If you think he's so much better than everybody else. But to me, if we don't go offensive line in the first, you have to think long and hard about taking one in the second. And Flamo, man, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it, man. Another dollar donation, man. Thank you so much, buddy. Let's see. Allison, what's going on, Allison? Glad to see you in the chat. I know you're excited for draft night. What's up, Allison? Says, hey, Chris, how are you? Can you see the Falcons trading out, or do you think they're going to take Pitts or a quarterback? Will you be tweeting out the picks tonight? I'm going to be live on Bad Dog's channel. I'll probably tweet after the Giants make their pick, but I'm gonna have a live reaction. While the pick's going on, but I'll probably tweet after the fact. But and I'll probably be tweeting, as the draft is going along in like the 6th, 7th, 8th pick, as we start to see which player may drop to us. Yeah, I think I will do that. I think that's fun. But as far as the Falcons trading out, do you think they will do you think that I think the Falcons are going to stay where they are ultimately? I haven't decided yet. You know, I'm hoping I get to do a mock draft. I have not decided yet if I think they're going to go quarterback or if I think they're going to go Pitts. I have not decided yet. I think if Mac Jones goes 3, I'm actually, and I don't know why I'm having this change of feeling. I actually think they're going to go quarterback. If Mac Jones goes 3, I just have a feeling the Falcons are going to take a quarterback. And maybe I'll be wrong. If they don't go quarterback, if they don't trade down, I think it's definitely Kyle Pitts. But if Mac Jones goes 3, I could see the Falcons going quarterback. Jacob, thank you very much. If Kyle Pitts is there at 11, should we draft him? Yes, but he won't be there. You have a better chance. You have a better chance that the Philadelphia Eagles will win the Super Bowl this year than Kyle Pitts being there at 11. And that's 0% because the Eagles suck. Robert, man, thank you very much. He says, will Bad Dog be pre-medicated tonight? Or do you have a sedative ready? You guys are the best. Cheers, Robert, man. Thank you very much. We're gonna have to calm him down. We're gonna have to calm Schefter. Everybody's saying Schefter. I'm gonna have to do the Wuso with Bad Dog. We're gonna have to calm him down throughout the stream. I'm gonna pick up, and there's Nick's Fan TV again. He says, salute everybody. I'm tuning in with Tane and Bad Dog later. Big dude, I can't wait, man. Can't wait. It's gonna be a lot of fun tonight, man. And like I said, he's got a great channel over there. I try to shout him out whenever he comes in. Let me go to Adam Schefter real quick. Supposedly, and if this is big, I'm going to share. You know what? Let's just share it with the chat now. Let's take a quick look at what just came out on Twitter with Adam Schefter. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Holy. Whoa. Hold on, guys. I got to share this. Hold on. We might have huge news that could go down tonight. Reigning MVP Aaron Rodgers is so disgruntled with the Green Bay Packers that he told some within the organization that he does not want to return to the team. League and team sources told ESPN on Thursday. Wow. Big potential news tonight. Adam, man, thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. So stand up. Let's go, John. We might see fireworks tonight. You're talking about the best quarterback in the NFL last year. The guy who won the MVP. He might be getting traded tonight. Will, man, thank you very much. I heard they like corners too, Patrick Orne, etc. I'm not sure I don't want a corner. I really don't, Will. I really don't want a corner, and I think it's smoke. I don't think we're taking a corner. I personally think it's smoke, but we'll see. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. But wow, that is big news there. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anybody. I got Will. Okay, Pete, man, thank you so much. I can't pull it up here because it's behind on the StreamYard, but I got you here on the phone. He says, am I wrong to think that Thomas, Parrott, and Solder are going to hold down the tackle spots? Gates is going to take a step forward, and there's a lot of guard depth in rounds 2 and 3. Well, Pete, what I'll say is, I don't know if you're right or wrong, but what I will tell you, if the Giants don't like to go with an offensive lineman early, I think it's fair to say that that's what they feel. Because that's the only thing that makes sense to me, because they have to feel, and I think they have to believe in their coaching staff that they're going to get the most out of the players that they already have on the roster if they don't prioritize the offensive line in this year's draft. And they better be right if they don't go with it early. Chris, man, thank you very much. It feels like Christmas, and we just got a huge news just dropped about Aaron Rodgers. Sox, Arizona, man, thank you very much. Good afternoon, sir. What's going on, Sox? And DJ Smooth says, what makes Sewell so much better than Slater and AVT? Sewell's upside is through the roof. He's 330 pounds. You'll get a guy like Slater. He's more 310. The way that Sewell's able to move, the guy's an athletic freak for a man of his size, and he's physical. Penei Sewell's upside, Slater's probably more advanced. That's what most, professional scouts say. But Penei Sewell's upside is higher than Slater. So that's why he's got massive upside. And Greg, man, thank you very much, man. Stand up, new member. Welcome to the channel, my man. But huge news just went down with Aaron Rodgers And we'll see if there's a trade tonight. It's possible. Dalia, man, thank you very much. I get the need for offensive line, but Tyreek Hill-Cones don't come around every draft. Talking about Waddle. Hey, I get it. Dalia, I get it. It's why I'm okay with taking the wide receiver. I love Waddle. I love Waddle. You know, I keep saying he reminds me of OBJ before the injury. I love Waddle. And if they go that route, I'll fully support it. I just hope that they get the offensive line right, whether it be in this year's draft or the guys they currently have on the roster take a big step up. Because if they don't, it means nothing. At least that's my opinion. You know, if you can't block, it doesn't mean much. But thank you very much, Dalia, man. I appreciate it, buddy. Wow, I can't believe the news about Aaron Rodgers, man. Malik, man, thank you very much. Can you ring my bell? I don't got much voice because I've been streaming a lot. But thank you so much for being here. We're going to be live tonight on Bad Dogs. Adam Troy says, Rodgers to the New York Giants. You know, Adam, I toyed with that idea next year as a possibility. I toyed with that idea next year. It's not going to happen this year. The Giants believe in Daniel Jones. I don't think they're giving up the draft capital that it would take to get Aaron Rodgers. I toyed with that idea next year if the Giants failed. If Jones failed, rather, and they were in the market for a quarterback and maybe they were picking too far back. But this year, no, I don't think so. But I do think there's going to be a team. And, you know, you think around the league right now, I'll tell you a team right now off the top of my head that makes sense. New Orleans Saints. Saints make a ton of sense. I don't know if the Packers would want to trade him there. They make a ton of sense. I think it would have to be like a true contender that feels like they're that elite quarterback away from putting themselves in true Super Bowl contention. Kind of like the Bucs last year. That was the first team that popped off the top of my head. But there's plenty of others. But yeah, there's gonna be shooters. If this is true, which I assume it is, if Schefter's tweeting that. DJ Smooth, thank you very much. Aaron Rodgers to the New York Giants. I don't see it. I really don't see it. I really don't see it. Rolly, man, thank you very much. I'm giving up this year's first and Jones for Rod. Well, it's hard to say no to that, Rolly. I mean, you're talking about the greatest quarterback in the league, in my opinion, at least last year. So it's hard to say no, but I don't think they're going to do it. Flamo, thank you very much. You think Smith can fill in the role OBJ left? Yeah, I think this wide receiving core, if you get Smith with Golladay, yeah. I think it's a very potent attack, Flamo. Very potent attack. I'm not saying that he's definitely going to be OBJ because, you know, OBJ to me, Flamo, you know, and I'm not a huge OBJ guy. I'll be the first to say it. In terms of a player, I loved him. He's a New York Giant. I supported him. I think he was a fantastic player. But I was not crying when we traded OBJ. I understood why. But OBJ is a player. I mean, you're talking about one of the most talented wide receivers in the history of the league. So I wouldn't put those kind of expectations on any receiver that we draft in this year's draft. But do I think he could be a high-end wide receiver? Yeah. And I do think our wide receiver core would be incredibly dynamic if we got him. Michael, thank you very much. Any chance we trade up for a lineman? And what do you think? Yeah, I was asked that a couple times, Matthew. The only way I could see us trading up for a lineman is if Penei Sewell fell later than people think, like to the 8th or 9th pick, and it wouldn't cost an arm and a leg. And yeah, I think it's possible if they're super high on him. Will, man, thank you very much. Since Rodgers wants out, you think that moves the draft board? That is a major chess piece for the 49ers, Bears, etc. The 49ers, I didn't even think the 49ers are a perfect fit. And I think there was a rumor yesterday. He's from the Bay Area, I think. He grew up a Montana fan, if I'm not mistaken. That is a perfect fit. You're talking about a win-now team. You're talking about a team that was in the Super Bowl 2 years ago, a team that had a lot of injuries. That is a perfect. If Aaron Rodgers goes to the 49ers, they're instantly the Super Bowl favorites. And if they feel that way, Will, if not favorites, they're right there. And if they feel that way, Will, you give away the 3rd pick. And Matt, thank you very much. Better hope the Washington football team doesn't get Rodgers. I didn't even think about them. Jesus. Oh, I hope not, man. That would be horrible. OJ, man, thank you very much. 11th pick, DJ, maybe Slayton for Rodgers. I think it might even cost more than that. I think it might even cost more. You're talking about the MVP last year. Sam, thank you very much. If they take a corner at 11 or at 42, big mistake. At 11, I think it's a big mistake. A 42, you know, Sam, I pretty much agree with you, Sam. Like I am of the mindset offensive line, but kind of like last year, I would have never said safety. Well, that's not true, actually. I did kind of want a safety. Now that I think about it in the second round last year, I just didn't think that McKinney would be there. I did have Antoine Winfield mocked to the Giants in a couple of mocks. But if you like, what I'll say is if like Caleb Farley drops to 42 due to his injury concerns, if the Giants feel like he's a top 10 talent, I could be on board with that. But again, it's not ideal for me. I don't want to take a corner in the second round. Luca, man, thank you very much. Rodgers to the 49ers. You grew up. Yeah. Yeah, there were rumors yesterday that they could be interested. To me, that one makes the most sense, and I think he instantly makes them a Super Bowl threat for sure. That would be interesting. That would be interesting if it happens tonight. That would shake up the draft real quick. Tudo, man, thank you very much. Ciao, my main Goomba Chris. Just dropped by your office to pay my respects and toin on the lights before the draft. Forget about it. My man, Tudo, what's going on? I know you're pumped up for the draft tonight, Tudo. I know you keep telling me, get that gold jacket. Get that gold jacket player. And Vinny, man, thank you so much, man. Stand up, new member. Welcome to the squad, my man. Thank you so much for being here, man. I know you're pumped for the draft tonight. David says, draft night is so unpredictable. Can't wait to see who we get. Love Waddle or Slater at 11. And now this news about Rodgers. This night will be huge. This could be one of those nights where you look back, you're like, that was one of the most insane draft nights in a long time. Because even before the Rodgers news, you think back to the 2018 draft, and I brought this up a lot. 2018 draft, very rich quarterback draft class, right? Josh Allen, Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, Josh Rosen, and Lamar Jackson. Think about all the trades in that draft. You had the Buffalo Bills move up. You had the Arizona Cardinals move up. You had the Baltimore Ravens move up. You had the New York Jets move up. There were a lot of trades because people wanted to move up and get those quarterbacks. And now you factor in the potential Aaron Rodgers move if it happens. That's insane, man. It could be an insane night tonight. Simon, man, thank you very much. If the Pats get Rodgers, I think I might. Oh, the Pats get Rodgers. If the Pats get Rodgers, I would not be a very happy man. Bobby, man, at least he'd be out of the conference. Bobby, man, thank you so much for the $5 donation. I appreciate it, my man. Thank you very much, buddy. And let's see. And Connor, man, he says, may put my fist through the screen. Yeah, if Washington, I'll flip if Washington gets him. If Washington gets him, I'll flip because I'll tell you what, man. They get him, they're Super Bowl. They jump from an NFC East contender to a Super Bowl contender. You add Aaron Rodgers to that team. You're talking about a top 5 defense with some weapons to boot, and an upgrade from Ryan Fitzpatrick to Aaron Rodgers. You look at the weapons they have on that team. It's not chopped liver. They got some weapons over there now. Where they added Curtis Samuel, you got Terry McLaurin, you got a nice young running back there in the backfield. That would be they. You could argue they have better weapons than the Packers. I mean, Devontae Adams is better than McLaurin, but with Samuel added, it's not like the Packers have a good second wide receiver. So you add Rodgers to that team with that defense. I don't know, man. Michael, man, thank you very much. This just in, Tebow is eyeing a comeback. Broncos no longer need a quarterback at 7. I did hear about the comeback with the Jaguars, and maybe they won't take Trevor Lawrence. Killian, man, thank you very much. Of course, I'm kidding. Going to be a late night in Ireland. Let's go get them in. My man, Killian, man. Hopefully you're ready to enjoy the draft with everybody. Thank you so much for being here, my man. And I'm just blown away right now by this Rodgers news. That's big news. Michael, man, thank you very much. Imagine you know what? I prefer the Pats. I'd prefer the Pats to Washington. I prefer the Pats to Washington, Michael. I'll be honest with you. But incredible right now. Tebow want to come back and says, yeah, I know, Gary, I'm kidding. He's not going to be a quarterback. I'm joking. But real quick, guys, I was thinking about doing a mock draft, but now with this Rodgers news, I don't know what the hell is going to happen. I don't know what the hell is going to happen. But you know what? Let's do one real quick. I'll give my final thoughts on the draft real quick. I'm going to do it as quickly as I can of what I think is going to happen on draft night. And I guess I'll be able to look back and see how close I was. Let's do it real quick. Like I said, this is throwing darts at the board now. Obviously with the Aaron Rodgers news and all the potential trades that could go down, I'm only going to do a first round mock draft. And then tomorrow I'll do a second and third round mock draft playing off the first round. But let's do all teams and let's draft. First pick, that's easy. That's Travis Etienne. He's going to go to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Obviously, I'm kidding. Trevor Lawrence will go to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Zach Wilson's going to go to the Jets. I am believing in the hype with Mac Jones. I do think Mac Jones is going to go to the 49ers, at least as of now. It could be Aaron Rodgers. In the end, guys, I've been back and forth with this Falcons pick, whether or not they're going to trade down, whether or not they're going to take the quarterback, whether or not they're going to take Kyle Pitts. And I was for sure sold on Kyle Pitts yesterday, but I said to myself this morning, I've read rumors about Justin Fields and the Falcons having interest in him. If Mac Jones goes to the 49ers like I predict, I think they are going to take Justin Fields. I think 4 quarterbacks go in the top 4 if Mac Jones goes to the 49ers. And I feel somewhat safe with that selection there because even if it's not the Falcons, I could see a team trading up to 4 to get a quarterback. So I'm going to go with the Falcons taking a quarterback there with Justin Fields. I know most people have Kyle Pitts, and I could easily see Kyle Pitts. And Killing Man, thank you very much, man. Chris, what's the Rodgers news? Please don't go. He just wants out, man. He just wants out. That's the news right now. As far as the Bengals go, man, the Bengals to me could be either Jamar Chase. They should go Penei Sewell. Like it shouldn't even be a debate for the Bengals. They should absolutely go Penei Sewell. We've seen rumors that Burrow's come out and talked about wanting to bring Jamar Chase. They, of course, played with each other at LSU. In the end, I'm not buying the hype. I just think Penei Sewell is too important for them. I think it's too good of a fit. In the end, I think Cincinnati stays with the hog, and they go with Penei Sewell at number 5. Number 6, the Miami Dolphins on the clock. And to me, it's either Kyle Pitts here or Jamar Chase. I'm going to go with Pitts. I don't think Pitts gets past 6. He could easily go 4, like I said. I'm going to go Pitts to Miami. Then I'm going to take Jamar Chase to Detroit. I think they're going best available wide receiver. And in this scenario, he's the best available wide receiver. So I'm going to go Chase to Detroit. That now leaves Carolina, Denver, and the Dallas Cowboys. Carolina to me is probably lineman here. And this is without any trade possibilities. I thought about, you know what, guys? I wish I could go back. I wanted to make a trade with Detroit. I wish I could go back because I feel like there could be a trade. I'll do it without trades, but I feel like there could definitely be a trade with Detroit. I feel like if there's one team in the top 7, it's Detroit that could trade out of it. But I'll stay as is. Carolina, I'm going to go Rashawn Slater. I think that's a pretty safe pick there. Denver, I can't see Denver or the Cowboys going wide receiver. I just can't see it. Denver, I'm going to have Trey Lance. I'm going to have Trey Lance here. I'm going to have 5 quarterbacks going in the – and I know they just traded for a quarterback, though, but Bridgewater's only a 1-year commitment there. Lance is kind of a project, and I feel like Bridgewater could be a good tutor there for a year. He could sit, he could learn, kind of like Pat Mahomes. I know they still have Drew Lock, but he's a second-round pick. He's not making any money. I'm going to go Trey Lance here to the Denver Broncos. I am going to say, and like I said, it's not Denver. I think a team will trade up to take a quarterback in that spot. So I'm going to have 5 quarterbacks off the board. Dallas Cowboys, I'm going to have going with Pat Surtain. The Giants, I've said Devontae Smith all along, and I don't know if this is how it's going to play out. I could easily see Jalen Waddle off the board. Like, if I had Jamar Chase going to the Bengals, Jalen Waddle's off the board because I think Detroit would take Jalen Waddle. So if that happens, I think Waddle's off the board. In this scenario, the Giants have had stronger ties to Smith. This isn't who I want. It's who I think the Giants would take. I think the Giants have had stronger ties to Devontae Smith. So even if both were on the board, I think the Giants go Devontae Smith. So I'm going to have Devontae Smith going to the New York Giants. Eagles on the clock. I think they go Jalen Waddle if he's there. Obviously, a lot of people seem to think they could go J.C. Horn, but if Waddle's there, I think they would take him. 13, I've seen a lot of people say that the Chargers could go corner. That's kind of been building up steam. Their team needs, obviously, they need an offensive lineman, though. Like, I feel like that's their biggest – cornerback's their second biggest need, but I feel like they need that offensive lineman for their second-year quarterback. But J.C. Horn is picking up a ton of steam. I'm going to have J.C. Horn going to the Chargers, even though normally I would go offensive line. I'm going to have Horn going to the Chargers. Kwity Paye, I think you've seen him a lot. I feel like he's a really good fit for the Minnesota Vikings. I'm going to have the Vikings taking Kwity Paye. Patriots in this spot, all 5 quarterbacks are off the board. This is a tough one for me, man. I think I'll go with Parsons here. Cardinals desperately need a cornerback. I could see Greg Newsome here. I know that's a little bit of a reach. They could use a wide receiver also. And they could use a lineman. I'm going to go Newsome here. And I know that's a bit early, but I'm going to have everybody says that's their biggest need. I'm going to have Greg Newsome going to the Cardinals. Raiders need offensive line help. I like Darisaw here or Vera Tucker. I think I'm going to go Vera Tucker. Obviously, I could have Vera Tucker going earlier. I'm going to go Vera Tucker here to 17. 18 to the Miami Dolphins. Dolphins took – who did the Dolphins take? They took tight end. They took Kyle Pitts. So I want to go with I'm going to go with the first running back off the board here. I'm going to go Najee Harris to the Dolphins. I'm going to get them another playmaker. I think they're going to get spicy for their quarterback, Tua. I think that's going to be the first running back off the board. JOK, I've heard a lot. And I could easily see Washington trading up, by the way. Like I was gonna mock them to trade up. But if they stay at 19, I've seen JOK a lot to Washington. I'm gonna have JOK going to Washington. The Bears, I think they need offensive line help. And I've seen the Bateman going there. I think they need offensive line help. I think that's their biggest need. If you look at their team needs, they say quarterback 1, cornerback 2, tackle 3. I'm gonna go with the tackle. I'm gonna give him Darisaw. You know what? I probably should have went with Tevin Jenkins, but I went with Darisaw. The Colts, I'm going to go with Azeez Ojulari, the Colts, and maybe that's he's had the injury issues, though, so I feel like that's too early. Is this a reach, guys? I'm going to ask you guys in the chat. Is this a reach? He's been getting a ton of build up. Is Jason Olay a reach for the Colts? Is that a reach? They could go tackle too, by the way. I could see them going with Tevin Jenkins. You like Farley to Indy? You like Farley to Indy? You like Phil? Yeah, you know what? I'll go Phillips. I think that's fair. For some reason, he's just ranked low here. I'll go Phillips. 17. 22 rather. Why am I saying 17? I'm going to go Bateman. I don't know how many people have had Bateman going to the Titans. I know they need edge help. I'm going to go Bateman to the Titans. Easily could be an edge. Let me read a couple of these real quick. We're almost done with the mock, and then we're going to get back to the chat. Let's see. Killian, the Rodgers news, I already answered that. Jose, man, thank you very much. Sorry I'm late at work. Pay or Elijah Vera Tucker, book it. Out of those two, I hope Vera Tucker. Bruce, man, thank you very much. What's goody? Go Giants. Bobby, thank you so much for the $2 donation. Nick says, check Twitter DM when you have a chance. All right, I will. But you think Bateman's a reach? I don't know. Maybe a little bit. Jets, I think, could use an edge. Jets could use an edge. They could use a tackle, too. But, well, no, they drafted Becton, though. Joseph Asai. What about Zaven Collins? Is that crazy to the Jets? Have people mocked that? I know I'm going Creed Humphrey to the Steelers. And JD, man, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Tana, imagine Washington football team trades for Rodgers. We'll see. You know what? We'll go Travis Etienne. I could see that to the Jets. Back-to-back, almost back-to-back running backs. We had Harris at 18. We'll see about that, JD. I'm going to go with a center here with Creed Humphrey to the Steelers. I think the Jaguars, let me take a quick look at what they say their biggest team need is. I think last time I checked, they said, I think this is where the safety is going to go. I think it's pronounced Murig. I've seen him go first round a lot. I think this is the ideal fit. They need a safety. I'm going to have him going there. I've had the Browns to me are either going to go corner or they're going to go with Barmore. That's pretty much what I've had in every one of these mock drafts. And I think there was a bit of a reach there at corner with Greg Newsome. That's normally who I have going to Cleveland at 26. I'm going to go with Barmore here to the Cleveland Browns. The wide receiver I love to Baltimore, I have him in every mock, is Terrace Marshall. I think that's a good fit. The Saints, I think, are going corner. There's been rumors that they're looking to trade up for a corner. To me, it's either Caleb Farley. I'm going to go Caleb Farley. To the Saints. Azeez Ojulari, I don't know how good of a fit he is to Green Bay. They brought back Preston Smith. They have Zadarius Smith. I feel like they need a linebacker. What about Zaven Collins? What do you guys think of Zaven Collins to the Green Bay Packers? I think I kind of like Zaven Collins to the Green Bay Packers. I think I really like that pick. What do you guys think, Zaven Collins? I think I like that pick. I think I'm going to go with Zaven Collins to the Green Bay Packers. All right, let's go with Zaven Collins. Buffalo Bills, I've had a tight end the whole way. I know nobody's doing it, but I'm going to have Pat Freiermuth going to the Bills. I feel like that really fills out the rest of their offense. The second pick, I'm going to have them go on offensive line. They lost their tackle in the trade. And Tevin Jenkins, to me, is a beast. He may not fall this far, but I'm going to have the Ravens taking him here at 31. He could very well go much earlier than this, but I'm going to have Tevin Jenkins going to the Ravens at 31. And at 32, I'll have Azeez Ojulari go to the Bucs. A lot of people feel like they could go edge. So that's my mock. Full results. There's my mock. Let me just read this real quick. Josh, man, thank you very much. Art Stapleton says Aaron Rodgers' Green Bay status is in jeopardy. That is insane. And we'll talk more about that in a second. But that's my final mock. That's without trades. Like I said, there's going to be some trades, but it's just much easier for me to do it without the trades. Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Mac Jones, Justin Fields. Could easily see a team trading up to 4 to get Fields. But if Mac Jones goes, I could definitely see the Falcons taking Fields. Penei Sewell, Kyle Pitts, Jamar Chase, Rashawn Slater, Trey Lance, Patrick Surtain, Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle to the Eagles, J.C. Horn, Kwity Paye, Micah Parsons, Greg Newsome, Elijah Vera Tucker, Najee Harris, J.O.K., Christian Darrisaw, Jalen Phillips, Rashad Bateman, Travis Etienne, Creed Humphrey, I think it's pronounced Trevon Murig, the safety, Christian Barmore, Terrace Marshall, Caleb Farley, Zaven Collins, Pat Freiermuth, Tevin Jenkins, and Azeez Ojulari. So there's my final mock. What's up there, Jalen? What's going on there, Ryan D? Tane, if you slide both your fingers on your pad. Oh, yeah, I'm not good with that, Nick. So I apologize. And DJ Super says, how can we get Rodgers? You'd have to give up a friggin' fortune. I didn't know he picked Najee to. Yeah, I took Najee Harris to the Dolphins. We'd have to give up multiple first round picks. I think you'd have to give up a fortune. What's up there, Zany man? Thanks for popping in, buddy. Chris L, man, thank you very much. Praying for Slater, Parsons, Devontae, or Waddle. Yeah, I think you said that earlier, if I'm not mistaken. And I think a lot of Giants fans are praying for that. I think we're going offense. So I think you're going to end up with, well, Parsons is an offense, but I think you're going to end up with offense. Alfred says you're dumb. I love the mock draft nerds, by the way, because I'm assuming that's what he's talking about. I love the mock draft nerds who do mock drafts all day and they look at all these experts who don't know what the hell they're talking about anyway, and they throw darts at a board, because I'm assuming that's what Alfred's talking about. I love these mock draft nerds. Oh, well, no, you didn't have him going there. That's impossible. Did anybody have Clelin Ferrell going forward to the Raiders? Like, I love the mock draft. The mock draft nerds are the best, Alfred. You're the best. You are the absolute best. You're one of those mock draft nerds that criticizes anybody that doesn't pick the exact guy that you want. You're one of those guys. And you didn't even spell dumb properly. You didn't even spell your properly, by the way. And Matt called him out for it. Don't you love it when you get called dumb by people who don't even know how to spell the words that they're calling you? Big Bad Sports Talk, man. Thank you very much. Yo, Tana, can't wait till the draft. Are you letting people on the stream? Maybe, we were talking about that earlier. Maybe people after, 4 or 5 picks after the Giants pick, maybe. Yes. Not while the Giants are on the clock, but maybe 4 or 5 picks after. I'll have to talk to Bad Dog before the stream. Check Ian. Okay, I'll take a look when I can. JD, man, thank you very much. What team do you think Morgan? I think the 49ers make the most sense. There's a lot of teams that make sense, but I think the 49ers make the most sense. Louie, man, thank you very much. Ho, ho, ho. Merry draft miss, everybody. What's going on, Louie, man? Thanks for popping in the stream, my man. What's up there, Greg? What's going on there, Adam? Somebody said check Ian Rappaport. Let's take a quick look at Rap Sheet. Ian Rappaport, 3 minutes ago, the Packers remain committed. So that's done. The Packers remain committed to Aaron Rodgers. Tom Pelissero said there was 0 chance of trading him. It's all about getting an extension done. And if that happens, this should take care of the matter. Until next time. Well, there goes that. There goes that fun. There goes that fun. Oh, check my Twitter DMs. Nick says. He sent a photo. Oh, here's Kwity Paye. Oh, crap. Who is that? Is that his dad? Who is that? Kwity Paye's family boarding the plane for the draft, and one of the guys in the picture is wearing a New York Giants shirt. The other two are just wearing Kwity Paye shirts, but one of the guys in the picture is wearing a New York Giants shirt. I don't know if that's a giveaway. I don't know if that means they're going New York Giants. I don't know if he's just a Giants fan. Hopefully that's the case, but we'll see. Oh, it's a family friend. Okay, it's a family friend. Share the screen? Okay, I'll share the screen. 1 second. share the screen, Chrome tab, Twitter, and let me see what you guys see. Yeah, I can't make it any. Well, maybe I can make it bigger. That's the picture that he. That's I guess that's Quiddy Pay's family and a family friend. He's wearing a New York Giants shirt. So I don't know what if you want to read anything into that, but somebody that I guess is traveling with Quiddy Pay's family is wearing a New York Giants shirt. So I don't know if there's anything to that. We'll see. Guys, I'm excited tonight. What's going on there? Nathan Manning's popping in the stream. Yeah, I think he's a Giants fan, Gio. Rich says I'd vomit. Well, he could have been adopted. He could have been adopted. Somebody said, did you really ask if that was his dad? He could have been adopted. He could have been a stepdad. You know, what if she got divorced, her husband died and she got remarried? Could have been a stepdad. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Can't wait for the draft, man. Can't wait, Gucci, man. Give me Parsons. We'll see, buddy. What's up, Chris? What's going on there, Anthony? Man, thanks for popping in. What's up, Chris? Stand up, New York Giants fans. Draft day finally here. I'm going to do a last Giants 6-round mock draft in a couple of minutes on the Draft Network. Then I'll share it here with everyone. Stay tuned. All right, my man. Y'all taking me. We'll see. I have you too. Goat World says, Chris, you're funny. Love the channel. Yeah, he could be South African. Who knows? Hey, Tana, what time are you going? 7:30. I'm going to end this in probably around 4:30, and then I'm going to eat dinner. I'm going to get mentally prepared. I'm gonna rub the hoodie for good luck, and then we're going to be live on Bad Dogs channel at 7:30. We're going to go live, and yeah, we're going to be talking draft all night. And the draft streams are fun. And what you really look for, obviously, the first 3 picks, there's going to be no tension because we know it's quarterback. After that pick, it's going to be high tension from pick 4 to 11. And then it kind of dies down for a bit. Well, obviously, the Eagles pick will be fun, too, at 12. And then it'll kind of die down until the Washington at 19. And then those last, 5 picks, 6 picks, those are fun because then you're, rooting for guys to drop to day 2. You're like, oh, I really like these 6 or 7 guys. Hopefully, they don't pick them. Hopefully, the Giants have a shot. Last year was Xavier McKinney. He was the guy that was the best player available, and he just kept dropping. So I'm sure there's going to be guys we're rooting for to drop into day 2 at the end of the first round. Tom, man, thank you very much. Do you have a first-round grade on Faruqi and Faruqi? I think they're a great prospect. They do wonders for the channel, official sponsor of the channel. Faruqi and Faruqi, they're doing the giveaway today. Hopefully you guys joined it. Signed Eli Manning football, and hopefully best of luck to you guys. I think we had about 270 people that signed up for that. Irishman, thank you very much. Chris, I really want to bulk up our offensive line at 11, but I have a feeling we were going Parsons at 11. Either way, I'm happy. Can't wait for tonight, dude. You and me both, man. You and me both. I just want it to be over with so we know what we have, and we have a better idea of what our team is going to look like going into the season. DJ Smooth, thank you very much. He says, and thank you for posting that in Afghanistan, by the way. That is the official sponsor of the channel. DJ Smooth says, Giants should trade for Rodgers. I don't know, it might be smoke. They just said it. They're not trading him. They just said it. They're working on a contract extension. It was nonsense. So we all got excited for nothing. And my man, OGR, what's up, Jeff? He says, my prediction is Parsons and Freiermuth in the second. I will be watching tonight, as always. Chris, killing it. I appreciate that, OGR, man. Obviously, a former Giant YouTuber. Hopefully, you come back soon. If not, I definitely would like to have you on the channel one of these days. And I hope you're doing well, Jeff. Looking forward to getting to meet you again at another Giants game this year. And I know why you're going that, OGR. I know why you're going that. OGR is the biggest Penn State fan I know. So you'd be ecstatic if we ended up with Parsons and Pat Freiermuth. Yeah, he's a huge Penn State fan. And somebody asked earlier, well, I'm not going to point it out, but Vin, man, thank you very much. Who's the second round O-line guys maybe available? Well, if you look at the rankings, I mean, we'll start a new sim, and I'm not even gonna show the screen, but I'll go over the guys. I mean, obviously Wyatt Davis is the guy that you hear all the time. Hold on one second. Wyatt Davis is the guy that you hear all the time. Obviously, I mean, there's a number of guys that it could be, but Wyatt Davis is the most popular guy that a lot of people have going to the Giants in the second round. I'll go over all the names real quick. I think Ben Cleveland's more of a third round guy. The other thing I want to say is that I think there's going to be some offensive linemen in this draft that drop further than people think. It happens every draft, especially when there's a pretty loaded first-round tackle class. I think there's going to be some offensive linemen that people don't think are going to drop to the second round that will. But in terms of the interior offensive linemen, second round, Trey Smith's another name I want to throw out there, Wyatt Davis, Creed Humphrey, Landon Dickerson. Those are the popular names. That's who you're looking at. In terms of the tackle, Leatherwood, a lot of people feel like he could transfer to the guard. Eichenberg, maybe. Jalen Mayfield. I think those are some of your second-round offensive linemen that could be there for the New York Giants. Bobby hates Wyatt Davis. He does not like Wyatt Davis. Cleveland, to me, is more of a third-round guy, but they could easily take him in the second. Aaron Banks, I like. He's a good third-round guy. John, man, thank you very much. How many picks would it take to the other GOAT? How many picks would it take to the other GOAT? Also, if you include players, who do you think they could be from Washington or the 49ers or Miami? How many picks would it? Are you talking about Aaron Rodgers? How many picks would it take to the other GOAT? I think that's what you're talking about. Also, if you include players, who do you think they could be for Washington, Miami, or maybe you mean to trade up? I don't know exactly what you mean by that, John. I'm trying to get this right. If it's Aaron Rodgers, that is falling off. That's not going to happen now. They came out and said that that's not going to happen. In terms of a trade up for any one of those teams, I think it depends. Well, no, you have to be talking about Rodgers because 49ers are picking third. It's not going to happen. They came out, John, and they said that I skipped yours, Darian. Sorry, let me look. I'll find it. There you are. Sorry about that, Darian. Remember this, when a cornerback goes at 4 and 8, I wouldn't be shocked if a cornerback goes at 4. I've said countless times that if there's one team that's going to make a crazy pick, it's going to be the Atlanta Falcons at 4. I wouldn't be shocked. I don't think it's a good pick, but I wouldn't be shocked. But I think you're talking about Rodgers, John, and I'll look for you in the chat. I think you're talking about Rodgers, and that fell through. That's not going to happen. But I could only imagine that's what you're talking about when you bring up the 49ers. Dylan, man, thank you very much. Look at Jay Glazer on Twitter. All right, let me take a quick look. Jay Glazer. Hold on. Jay Glazer. Jay Glazer 3 minutes ago. Aaron told the Packers he doesn't want. What the hell is going on? This is I never seen anything like this, guys. Hold on. Now this coming out from Jay Glazer 3 minutes ago. It's like the insiders are going back and forth. Jay Glazer says Aaron told the Packers he doesn't want to return, as Adam Schefter said, and I think it's more than a contract deal. I think he's pretty strongly convinced that he doesn't want to go back to the Packers. Schefter just came, or was it Rappaport that came out and said that he wants to come back and it's just a contract thing? Now he's coming out and said he wants out. Now Nicky's saying Schefter. Okay, let me look. This might be the one I already saw. This is as Jay Glazer knows much more than a new contract. So he retweeted Glazer and he said that. So Schefter and Glazer are saying he wants out. I don't know what's going to go on, man. I don't know what's going to go on. Somebody said check Rappaport. Did Rappaport just tweet something as well? That was 13 minutes ago. That we already knew. But they're responding to that. David, man, thank you very much. Saints are looking to trade up possibly in the top 10 for a cornerback to pair with Latimer. Yeah, anything. Listen, it's draft night. Anything could happen. I don't think they'll trade up to the top 10 for a cornerback. If I had to guess, if you're trading all the way up from 28 to 10, it's going to be for a quarterback. But could I see them trading up to 14 or 15? If, say a guy like J.C. Horn drops, yeah. I don't know if that's a lot you have to give up to jump. You're literally jumping from a second-round pick to a early first-round pick, essentially. 28 to top 10. That's a huge jump. They'd have to give up a lot. And I don't see them doing that for a corner. I don't feel like there's a corner that warrants that jump in this draft. DJ, man, thank you very much. Did Adam? I don't know. I don't think anybody's lying, but I think they have conflicting information. I don't know. We'll find out soon enough. And Luke, man, thank you very much. Lions fan here. Let's go. Honolulu blue and silver, man. Best of luck to you guys tonight, man. And I was going to have you guys trade down. I just forgot about it in my last mock draft. I actually think if there's going to be a team that trades down, I think they're the most likely. I've heard smoke there. You guys are at 7. I think you guys are kind of in a rebuild mode right now with a new coach. You obviously traded away Matthew Stafford. I think the Lions make the most sense to trade down out of any team that's picking in the top 10. If there's going to be a team that trades up like Washington, I think it's going to be the Lions that trade back. But we'll see. Tom, man, thank you very much. I appreciate it. He says, would you draft Waddle, then trade Shepard? You're not getting anything for Shepard. I just don't see it. Shepard makes, to me, too much money. He's got an injury history. I don't think you're getting anything for him. I think you play out the year with Shepard, and if you don't feel like he's part of the future, you cut him next year. Maybe you could trade him in the offseason for very little. Vin, man, thank you very much. I hope the Eagles mess it up again, but unlikely. They might. They definitely might. The Eagles really can't mess it up, though. They're rebuilding, too. They could go so many ways. They could go lineman. They could go Parsons. They could go wide receiver, and I think they'd be completely fine. I think it's very hard for the Eagles to mess up this pick, but if anybody's capable of doing it, it's them. They have too many holes, I feel like, to mess it up. Like, they literally could justify taking 5 different positions. Will Giants trade down? I think they should. I think it depends. That's my dad, by the way. I think it depends. I think it depends on who's on the board and what they get offered. But what I'll say is, I think they have to get an arm and a leg. Gettleman has never traded down. The only way I can see Gettleman trading down, he has to get more than what most teams would get to trade down. I don't see him voluntarily trading down. Do I think it could happen? Yeah. But I think they're going to have to get a really good trade offer. What's up there, Brendan? What's up there, Moose? Do you think the Giants will make it to the playoffs? Go Big Blue. I do think the Giants will make it to the playoffs. Yes. I think they're going to sneak in. And yes, I think they're going to win 9 or 10 games and they're going to get into the playoffs. What's going on there, Master? You hear about the A-Rod news, Jay Diamond says. No, I did not. What's up there, Cash Man? Thanks for popping in, buddy. Dependo Man, thank you very much. He says, imagine taking a trade with the Saints. I don't even know what we'd have. I don't even know what we'd get if we traded with the Saints. I honestly don't even know what we'd get. Like, if we're trade, all right. Let's you know what? Let's look at the point chart. Let's look at the point chart. Let's have some fun with this. Hold on. NFL draft point chart. Let's just say we traded down with the Saints. Okay? The Saints, and I'll show the point chart here. I'll share it on the stream. Well, you probably can't see it. It's probably too small. And let me get rid of this ad. The Saints pick all the way down at 28 is worth 660 points. The New York Giants pick is worth 1,250. Yeah, that's big. So to offset that, I think you have to get, like, a second is worth 300, so that's 960 points. You're still 300 points. I think you have to get the 28, the 60, next year's first, and probably a third next year. Something like that. I think you have to get, like, their 28th pick this year, their 60th pick this year, their first next year, and, like, a third next year. If you're dropping all the way from 11 to 28, I feel like that's the type of offer that we would need. You would need to be blown away to drop that far. Bears get 11, Giants get 20 and 52. Maybe you might be. Maybe I would say it might be a first and a third and a first next year, but even that I would take. You get a future first for a team that may not be that good. Here's another guy. This guy, another guy who comes in who can't spell. This guy no, I never watch football. That's literally all I do on my channel. I never watch it. This guy don't watch. Why is it all the people that insult can't spell? Maybe there's something behind that. Jeremy, man, what's going on, man? Thanks for popping in the stream, my man. Get him and not trading for future picks. It doesn't help his job tomorrow. I'm with you. I don't think we're trading down, especially that far. 15, I could see it. Maybe 20. I don't see us trading all the way down to 28. No, I know. I obviously know it's slang. I know it's slang. Waddle, I'd be happy with Waddle. Would you go get Rodgers? I don't think we're getting Rodgers. What's going on, Billy F, man? Thanks for popping in the stream, my man. Look at what A-Rod happened. And what's going on, Tiana? Thanks for popping in. I'll type in A-Rod real quick. Hold on. I don't know what you're talking about, but Alex Rodriguez. Alex Rodriguez. He's out to dinner with J-Lo? No, that's a day ago. You're talking about Rodgers. Why am I thinking you're talking about I know about Rodgers. I don't know why I'm thinking about A-Rod. Glad to see her, Tiana. What's going on? She says hoping for Waddle would be okay with Smith or Parsons. I think that's what we're looking at as well. But we'll see. Dependable, man. Thank you very much. Oh, Wook, at me, I'm a hater. What's up, Dependable? And John, man, thank you so much for the $2 donation. I appreciate it, buddy. Let's see. A-Rod, yeah, A-Rod is Aaron. I figured that out after. I just don't call him that. Paul, man, thank you very much. We from the South. What's going on, Paul, man? Thank you very much, buddy. Sup, Taney? Got to go hogs hot? I hope so, man. Deleted his chat? What do you mean it deleted his chat? I didn't delete anybody's chat. Did I delete somebody's chat? Oh, Wook, at me, I'm a hate. I don't even know what he means by that. I wish I did. Let's see. I don't know why I feel for quarterbacks you can get more than a point. You should, Gio. I actually did a video on that. Historically, you usually get 1.5. 1.5 what the point chart shows historically. If you look at quarterback trades, you usually get 1.5 of what they're worth. I don't know, Pack Rat. I'm going to talk to Bad Dog, and whichever feed is more synced up, that's the one we're going to use. So if NFL Network is more synced up or ESPN is more synced up, that's the one we're going to use. John, man, thank you very much. Jeopardy is filmed in Culver City. Just saying. So if he does get traded, oh, that's right, he's doing Jeopardy this year. So you're thinking it would take picks and players? Yeah. I don't know if it'll take players. Definitely, obviously, a ton of picks. It could take players. I mean, a lot of, it definitely could. But for sure, obviously, picks. I think they'd be looking more for picks. Because they already have their, maybe players, but I would think they'd be looking more for picks. Depending on the hate comments, not, oh, that's what I figured you were getting at, but I wasn't 100% sure. Vin, man, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Let's make sure I didn't miss anybody. That's what I figured you were doing. Vin says, why the Rodgers news today seems suspect to me. Well, maybe he's trying to demand a trade knowing that this would be the time to trade him on draft night. There was actually rumors yesterday that teams were inquiring about Aaron Rodgers. So there was probably some smoke there, and now the smoke's being let out before the draft. Now, if he gets traded, it may not happen tonight. It may happen after the draft. But it sounds like, at least according to these guys, he's disgruntled. We'll see. What's up there, KMYT, man? Chris, there's your 6th-round mock. Parsons, Ronnie Perkins, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Aaron Banks. It's pretty good. I don't think Terry's getting into the 6th round, but that's a pretty good mock. I like Perkins. He's pretty good in the 2nd. Yeah, that's a pretty good mock. Amon-Ra St. Brown has drop problems, but I like him. I don't love him. I like him. And Ronnie Perkins is solid. What's up there, Jalen? It's 4:09. We're going to close out in about 10 minutes. I just want to say thank you to everybody for being here. We're going to be live tonight on Bad Dogs. Make sure you check out the link. Thor says I'm tired. You and me both. But it's going to be here. It's 3.5. It's less than 3.5 hours. So it's going to be here sooner than you know. I'm going to eat dinner. And by the time I'm done with dinner, it's almost going to be here. So he ain't going in the 6th round. I know the mocks have him going there. What's up there, Evan? Drink your ice water. Yeah, I'm going to. And Sports Info, so thanks for posting that, man. That's where I'm going to be. How are you ready for the draft? I'm ready, man. I got my beers. I'm going to pop an energy drink before the draft starts. Going to make sure my phone is charged. And I'm ready to go. TG Fish, you can't wait, man. Rappaport Twitter. Did he say something else? Hold on. Let me see. The Kentucky Derby's today? No, the Kentucky Derby's on Saturday, isn't it? Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers is heading to the Kentucky Derby where he will watch horses and potentially wander onto a red carpet and see a microphone. Don't know what that means. What does that even mean? Red carpet. Is he like hinting a red team? I don't know what he means by that. I know that Rodgers historically goes to the Kentucky Derby. I don't know what he means by that. Mike, man, thank you very much. What up, crazy lunatic? I can't wait, man. Cannot wait for the draft, man. Cannot wait for the draft. I think he wants out too, man. And they're off. He may be interviewed. I don't know what he means by that. The Kentucky Derby's not today, though. Expect an interview at the Derby. When is I don't even know when the Kentucky Derby is. When is the Kentucky Derby? It's Saturday. So it's in 2 days. It's day 3 of the draft. I don't know what that means, but maybe he'll make a decision at the Kentucky Derby, whatever that means. Whatever that means. What's up, Queez? What's your first choice between Waddle, Slater, and Parsons? Slater. Slater's always been my first choice. Slater's always been my first choice. Any draft day wings. You can't go wrong with wings. That's like that. That's football right there. Pizza's good. Stand up. You're convinced me we're going AVT. I don't even think we're going AVT, but I could see it. We taking Waddle or Smith? That's where I think we're going to go, but I could definitely see AVT. What do you think is going to happen with Lance? I think he's going to be drafted inside the top 10. I think somebody's going to trade up to get him. If Carolina doesn't take him or Denver doesn't take him, I think somebody will trade up to get him. I think he's going to go in the top 10. I just think the upside is way too high. Somebody just said Rappaport again. See, I don't know if these are delayed responses, though. Like, is this like a big deal? He's talking about the Kentucky Derby. One more note on the Packers quarterback, Aaron Rodgers. He really impressed the brass during his stint on Jeopardy! The belief is when the finish auditions, he'll be among those with a chance to do a full-time job. If this isn't sorted out, a job hosting is... This is just stupid. Just stupid at this point. Blue Collar, man, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Who is the top 10 shocker pick this year? I think it's if it's going to be, it's going to be the Falcons. The Falcons are going to be the surprise pick. The Falcons will be the surprise pick. This is just stupid at this point with him. But I think the Falcons could be a surprise pick inside the top 10. I don't know if they will be, but I think the Falcons could be. Tom, man, thank you very much. Did you see the Galladay? I did. It was all over Instagram and Twitter today. I did see it, and it's nice to see that they're working out together. Cam, man, thank you very much. He says, I'm comfortable with whatever pick we make tonight. Head coach Joe Judge has the stamp on this team, so this will be his pick. I think it's collaborative, but yes, I definitely think he has his say in it. Yes, for sure. He's going to retire and take over Jeopardy. Imagine. That'd be hysterical. Chris, if you were the GM and Waddle and Smith were available, who are you taking? Me, Waddle, but I think they'll take Smith, as I said in my mock. I don't think they'll get. I hope they don't get him. Rodgers will not sign with Green Bay. Yeah, but he's still in the contract. What is Rodgers? Let me look at Rodgers' contract. What's Aaron Rodgers? Hold on. I think he's under contract for at least 2 more years. And he's already, 38? He might want a contract extension. He's under contract this year, next year, with a dead cap of $39 million. Oh, no, I'm sorry, $17 million. So and the year after that, he's under contract for 3 more years. Now, his money does go significantly down in 2023, but he's under contract for 3 more years. Do I like not for the Giants? I do like him, but not for the Giants. Surtain. Yeah, 38 in December. He'll be 40 by the end of his contract. If they're going to trade him, now's the time to do it. Now's the time to do it if they're going to trade him. This would be the time to do it. You know, what are you going to wait till he's 40 years old to trade him? If they're going to trade him, now's the time to do it. And I know Brady got traded when he was over 40, but He refused a contract. He should, I'm going to be completely honest with you, Giants fan 26. Aaron Rodgers should want out. Aaron Rodgers, if there is any quarterback, in my opinion, that has the right to want out, it's Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers last year, when he was 37 years old, coming off a 13-3 season, they traded up for his backup, and then they drafted a backup running back. Aaron Rodgers, over his entire career, the Green Bay Packers have never drafted a first-round wide receiver. Aaron Rodgers should want out, to be honest with you, because I don't think he's winning a Super Bowl with the Packers. New York Giants, man, thank you very much. I still want Slater. Give Danny Dimes time to throw. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think the offensive line is the most important thing. Tane, I can't wait for draft miss. Hopefully we don't get any. We'll see. I'm not just giving out wrenches like I used to. I give them out here and there. Second tier wide receivers. I don't think Terrace Marshall is there. Kadarius Toney maybe. Bateman definitely. I don't think will be there. Well, I shouldn't say definitely. Like last year, nobody thought Denzel Mims would go where he went. So yeah, I like Bateman. I like all those guys. I would say one of them. There's a good chance will be there at 42. I don't think two will be there, but there's a decent chance one of them could be there at 42. Vinny. And I like all of them. I think they're all good. The guy that I like the best for the Giants is Toney. I think he'd bring a different element to this offense. And Jim, he says, Chris, really looking forward to watching the draft with you and Bad Dog. Let's go, G-Men. Can't wait, man. Can't wait. It's going to be an absolute blast. Let's just hope they get the pick. I just hope the majority, obviously it's impossible for everybody to be happy. I'm just hoping for the majority of Giants fans, including myself, to be happy when the New York Giants make their selection tonight at number 11 overall. But it's going to be fun. Yeah, I agree that pay's a reach. I don't want pay. Pay at 15 I'm good with, but not at 11. What's up, Nicola? 417. No, it's going to be on Bad Dog's channel. They've been posting it throughout, but Devontae, if you know my channel, I work with them every week. You probably know Bad Dog's channel anyway. If you don't, it's called Bad Dog Sports. We're going to be live over there for the first round. Second round is going to be here tomorrow, along with a midday stream leading up until day 2. So it should be a lot of fun. LA Sports says, I'm pumped. Let's draft a hog in the second. I hope so, Evan. Packers have the Packers screwed Aaron Rodgers up, man. Packers screwed that whole situation up. I think Max Duffy's a great pick, not at 11, at 12. I think he's a perfect pick at 12 for the Eagles. One of the better punters in this draft class. I think Max Duffy would be great for the Philadelphia Eagles. Might have said Packers because I was thinking Rodgers. Philadelphia Eagles, I think Duffy's a great pick. I say no to pay, best to get. I don't want pay. They refused the 3rd overall pick, Jimmy Garoppolo, and 4 other picks. Where did you hear that? Wow. Really? See, I don't see how Garoppolo fits there, though, because he's still under contract. I think if you're trading him, you're going to start Jordan Love. But I guess you'd have to take him back to kind of offset the salary to make sure that I guess you'd have to take him back kind of like the Lions did when they took back Jared Goff. But wow, they got the 3rd. They would have gotten the 3rd pick plus future. Wow. What's up there, Shab? I could see that, Jack. I mean, he's a little lighter, but I could see that comparison. That's a pretty good comparison. Yeah, streams on Bad Dogs. Day 2 and 3 are going to be here. What is your stat prediction for Saquons? I'll go something along. I mean, if he stays healthy. 17 games, I think he's going to have like 2,100 scrimmage yards, 22. I think he's going to have a big year if he stays healthy with this offense. I think Barkley will have a big year for the Giants. It may not be that high because they may be conservative early in the season coming off the injury, but I think Barkley's going to have a huge year for the Giants if he's healthy. I think I'll have a big, big year. Carlo, man, thank you very much. He says, Packers have to pay Rodgers $38 million if they trade pre-June 1st. So probably not getting traded unless they blown away. Also, okay, I did not know that. So if that's what do they have to pay? What do they have to pay if I would think they'd still have to pay him that money. They could just split it over 2 years. That's what I would think. Maybe. I don't know that, but that's what I would think. Today's the day, Abraham says. That's right, man. Double Ace keeps saying street outlaws. I don't know what that means. Rumor Packers working out Geno Smith. That's got to be a joke. It is 4:20. I am going to get some rest. I'm going to need it because we're going to be coming with a lot of energy tonight. I just wanted to go live, talk with you guys for a bit. Get the anticipation up. I know you guys want to come in. You want to talk draft. And I know that we got a big night coming up tonight. We're going to be on Bad Dogs channel. Hopefully the Giants pick who we want. And hopefully they set us up well for day 2. Jamie, man, thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. He says, Chris, check Pro Football Talk. All right, I'll check that real quick, and then we'll read Jamie. Pro Football, I am assuming on Twitter. Pro Football Talk. Pro Football Talk on Twitter. Full download of everything there is to know about Aaron Rodgers coming at 5 p.m. on Pro Football on Peacock TV. Okay. Pro Football Talk said 3 minutes ago, if Aaron Rodgers is traded, the Broncos or Raiders are the most likely destination. Now, the Broncos have a history of trying to trade for quarterbacks. Obviously, they did it with Peyton Manning. That worked out. Wow. Gruden gets Rodgers. Wow, makes sense. You get him out of the conference. Wow. And Jamie, man, thank you very much. What's up, Chris? What do you think about Max Kellerman's taking the Giants trading up 2 spots to Trey Lance at quarterback if he's available? Not happening. Negative 100%. I'd be shocked beyond belief. It's not happening. I think Max Kellerman is doing it for clicks. Giants ain't going for a quarterback in this draft. Daniel Jones is going to get another shot, and we're going to hope that he's the guy. If he's not, well, we'll cross that bridge next year. But we're not trading up for a quarterback. We're not drafting a quarterback this year. I think the Giants believe in Daniel Jones. That's just my opinion, but I think I'm right. Guys, I will be live tonight on Bad Dogs. Looking forward to it. We're going to find out real soon what the future of this New York Giants team is. Rest up. Can't wait. Have a good one, guys. We'll see you soon.